we go. Oh my God, we're here. We're here.
On the internet.
We're live. We're on the internet.
Oh.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
How is everyone?
Good.
I know we've been like talking for 10 minutes. This is like the awkward time every week. We're like, I don't know. I say hello. How is everybody? We've like been sitting on this
Hello
call.
again.
I'm like frantically mucking around with technical stuff that I probably should have figured out by now, but I got it right. It's fine.
Got it.
What's going
Good.
on? How's everybody doing on Tuesday?
Good. Everybody,
It's a big
it's
week.
humid. It's a humid where everybody. I feel like that's what I talk about with every single person I talk. I'm like, it's hot. It's real hot outside. But I guess that's the future. I think.
It's disgusting up here.
I'm
Yeah.
like super spoiled now. I live in like a cold house that's just cold all the time. And
I had to run an errand, and they had air conditioning, and I was like, I think I just want to live.
yeah,
I think I'm just gonna move in.
stay.
If you don't mind.
Stay.
Stay right there.
Yeah.
Random department store. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. If that's cool.
I have not had like an air conditioner in years, but when I was like living down in North Carolina, everything is like central air, right? And that was like a huge transition for me to like come back up here. And I was like, well, it's not that bad in New York, except that like, yeah, now I have no air conditioner. And it gets like a little bit hot, and I am like, I'm not here for it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm ready for
Brutal.
winter.
Well,
So
you know,
gross.
No, fall.
we're
Yeah.
wimp, or at least I'm a total wimp coming from Vancouver, right? Like I have a very narrow window of when I'm happy and when I'm
Yeah.
uncomfortable is like
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have like pretty extraordinary climate up there, and it rains a lot, right? Which I love.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we we were trying to convince some of the patrons to move to Vancouver, and someone was like, "Yeah, but it rains a lot," and I was like, "Don't talk about the rain." And we like set records recently for the amount of consecutive days. It's a lot.
Yeah, I would just love that.
I would
That's
too.
like-
I could be thrilled with it. It's been super wet
Me
up
too.
here this year. And like, to like Grace's point, like it was so hot last week, and then that hurricane blew through, and it like rained, and it got kind of nice, and I was like, oh, it's like the end of August. Maybe this is like the transition. It's gonna get like cool and a little bit crisp, and like no.
I was at the farm last weekend, and the top of the greenhouse, there's a big like a rip on the plastic on the inside, and it's like it's Saturday, it's hot, like the storm is moving, it's humid, and my dad was like, "Hey, can you fix that?" So I get up on a ladder, and I'm in like the top of the greenhouse, like
It's really
just
fun climbing on the
sweating
top of that
profusely,
thing.
like standing on a ladder, and I'm like, "This is horrible." But
I like really loved working on the farm, but this summer has been gross and wet and muggy, and I'm like totally okay to not be out there like muling around in the hot weather. It's gross. So it's like ladies' night on the Dragonfly. That's like really
Right.
exciting. We were talking about it a
Takeover.
little bit today, but it makes me like so happy to be able to like stream D&D without a bunch of freaking boys. Like this is incredible, you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Boo
Yeah.
boys.
yeah,
Yeah.
we do damn.
Boo.
well, I didn't say that, but I like our boys. We have good boys. We
We do
collected
have
good boys.
No,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have good boys.
Yeah.
One of them is called the Bad Man. But yeah.
Well, right. There's definitely a debate there about the bad and the man part.
Everybody say hi,
Very
Mom.
interesting.
Hi,
Hi,
Taylor's
Mom.
mom.
Hi, Taylor's mom. Cool. So it's been like a crazy couple weeks on the Dragonfly. We've spent like at least like the past month on the water world of Cerelia with you guys like mucking around. You may well have started a kobold revolution. I said kobold. No, don't. I like really like. I love it. I'll always say kobold. We started a kobold revolution, possibly, but
The
You
2
succeeded.
moons of Cerulean, I hope we did.
yeah,
Yeah.
by the twin moons of Cerelia.
Twin moons. Sorry.
No,
No
it's
problem.
all about the conch.
The conch. Yeah. Thank you. I was just thinking about this the other day, how like when Critical Role started, I don't know, like no spoilers,
No,
but
I
like
didn't.
in campaign 1, Matt had like a word, right? The word like sigil, and like he
Yes.
used
Oh,
to
no.
just like pronounce it very uniquely.
Yes.
And immediately like the entire group jumped on him like a pack of hyenas. You know, the first time he said it, they just like took him to task, you know, and he's like, you guys don't understand. You sit here and you read these books alone for years. There's no like reference. And like, I never like felt more for the guy than I did in that moment. Like, I know, man.
True.
How am I supposed to know what the hell kobold is pronounced? Like, I know nowadays, like I do. But some of this stuff is just like ingrained, you know, for like the nerds that have been like saying like kobold for 30 years. Like, yeah, kobolds, I guess. But
Kobolds.
whatever. Yeah.
I
It's
love it.
very funny to me. I love like these little weird D&D isms or whatever. So yeah, we should play D&D.
We should.
We should. Doc, we've been without you for a minute. Do you have any like housekeeping stuff? Is there anything like we need to go over before we get into the actual playing of things?
I don't think so. Artificers are, complicated. Do I remember how to play one? Maybe. Yeah.
You have a
We've-
waffle.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
have a waffle. I also we've got all these like toys and stuff that I like. I've got all-purpose tools. I don't really remember what those do. I have buckets full of gift smut, so that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, the gift smut is good. The all-purpose tools are pretty simple, but I think they give you +1 to like all your spell DCs and your attack rolls, like while you're using them. It's kind of like a Wand of the War Mage sort of deal, but they just like buff your spells because you didn't have good enough stats and needed spell buffs. Right?
Whoa!
So,
I didn't realize it applied to things outside of
Yeah,
me
I
like
thought it was
using
like
tools.
thieves' tools.
Yeah, I did
thought it was
too.
like thieves' tools.
Yeah.
It was gonna be like, hey, you get +1 on your thieves' tools. No, it's like all your spell. That's amazing.
Ah, incredible.
It's
pretty
okay, great.
good.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
really
good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's some
So
stuff that's been like floating around that like last week. I know we need to get into the whole like let's divvy out the loot again. Took a while, but like there is some stuff that like people didn't really like seem to like take. So I feel like stuff is on the table, but there's like the boots of water walking, a ring that shoots out a spectral whale. I think is probably floating out there. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch
These are
of
all
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
There was
people
the other
think
ring
they're
that had
liking.
like a couple spells in it, right?
Ion Stone.
Oh,
Professor's got
okay.
that. Yeah, the professor's got that.
What was the thing that had like Misty Step?
That is the.
The Ion
That is
Stone.
it. Like
That
you could,
was
it's like
the
you could
Ion
store
Stone.
spells in it, but there are spells that were
They were
pre-stored in it
already-
when we found it,
Mhm.
which is protection from evil and good and Misty Step, I think.
Yes, I remember.
But the professor has that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of magic items floating around. This is like the beginning of a more traditional one of my campaigns where I'm like, you guys are 4th level? Here's like 50 things. Is that enough? You need more stuff.
Anyway, if you think either of those things, I don't know if there's anything else. There's some potions that we have in somewhere, but like if that ring or the boots of water walking are of interest to you, I feel like you could snag them, and otherwise
Yep.
we could see
Up
if
for grabs.
Asturias or the bad man would want
Yeah.
them.
If I've got these tools, that feels like I feel pretty
Okay.
good. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're pretty happy. Then everything shall stay where it is.
Great.
Okay, then I suppose with that we should like get right into it, huh?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So-
eh?
I think
Oh yeah, for sure.
No.
for
Yeah.
sure, Sofers.
Sofers.
As we pick back up, I think that like the camera opens and we see like the inky void of the stars, these motes of like these colorful dancing lights cascading across the skyscape. And as the camera like turns, pitching down, we see in the distance this blue globe like a marble just floating in the void, with twin moons orbiting it, the water world of Cerelia falling into the distance as the dragonfly like comes into frame. The small ship kind of carving through space, the yellowish glass eyes that make your front windshield, the wings like cutting away, the legs tucked up underneath, like an insect of the void. And so, yeah, The lot of you, the crew of the Dragonfly, having spent what amounted to 5 days or so on Cerelia, went through a great deal. You met with the Tritons, one Restran and peanut butter yogurt, and ended up offering assistance to he and his people, assistance which you paid off tenfold, as last week the Professor and Rhea, Jake and Lux, after retrieving the apparatus of Hux, the goblin engineer from the days of yore, took this mechanism into the bowels of the ocean, where you fought off a Sahagwin baron and a cleric and a few of their soldiers and sharks, oh my, and you managed to wrest control of this portal to the elemental plane of water away from the Sahagwin that had been guarding it. It was really an effort of chaos, as the quiet revolution that you started with the kobolds, I can't even say it at all now, of Waroto, led to chaos on the surface, while the Sahagwin were chasing the rest of your friends, the crew of the Dragonfly. You, Doc, the pilot, you led these kobolds on a harrowing chase over the waves while your friends descended beneath them. And they managed to return, having told you that a series of giant turtles emerged from the depths of the ocean, heading through the portal with Restran to the elemental plane of water, where he hopes to link up with his people and bring the Triton back to fight the good fight against their ancient enemies. And so now we find ourselves plus one crew member, the 7 of you who started your journey together, and one old kobold, old Ben, once Rock's Fool Belter, the keeper of the Waroto Emporium, who's been talked into joining you. And I think that as the camera, zooms into the ship, kind of taking in the sight through one of the portholes on the side of some of you hanging in the cargo area behind, we zoom right in to the cargo hold of the ship, where we see Rhea and Doc and Lux, along with the massive, kind of 10-foot long barrel that is the apparatus of Hux that has now been stored in the back. So what's going on with you three?
You're gonna be able to fix the water damage from the we opened the back. We had to open the back. I would have died. So Doc, you're
Yeah,
gonna be able to fix that, right? Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm I guess,
It'll
you
be
die.
fine. There's nothing to worry about. This baby was built for being underwater. She can handle anything.
It was me or the apparatus. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, then okay, fine.
It was not good.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was not good.
But there were giant turtles, so I think it was worth it.
It was really cool.
I was tempted to stay down there, go into the portal. Reg pulled me back, so yeah.
But you thought about it.
Oh, it was pretty cool.
I'm still thinking about it.
It was glowy and it's also kind of sad because Leash and the turtles were going to attack the legions of the Sahagwin, and there were only 6 giant turtles, so
they're probably toast.
They won.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well, they are very strong.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering who you were imitating there.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Ben with voice modulation.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think to that point, the old kobold, his little wings flapping extra hard as he comes fluttering in kind of from the cockpit. He's he kind of waves to the lot of you. How was it down there?
Oh, so I mean, good and bad, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yep. Pros and cons,
Yeah.
A harrowing experience, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We almost died, and then we didn't, and then we saw giant turtles, and they went into a portal. So.
Yeah.
I mean.
We did what we came to do, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Great. So what do we do now?
Now we figure out where we should go next.
That's actually an interesting point. I realize that I'm the newest individual on the crew here, and suffice to say, I'm the lowest ranking member. I don't even know if I have a rank.
Oh, please, Ben. You're like the grandfather of the ship.
Well, that's ridiculous. I'm like a great grandfather. You're all very young. I'm very old.
Yeah.
I don't think we really have rank. We're more of like a collective, equal voting.
Yep.
There's a lot
But,
of
like, I'm
Alright.
the best pilot, like, for sure.
Yeah.
that is true.
Jake's the best at storing stuff.
Jake's also a good pilot, but he's.
I mean, we have strengths and weaknesses. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, when it comes to like a voice
Like
versus the other, it's a very like democratic.
Yeah. Do you have an
collective
idea?
That's the thing.
Of how to rank them. I could go rank them all. I could write everybody's rank down and then decide.
Well, I
what the
don't
rank is.
need to. My
Wait, no, now I wanna
experience
know.
on
Wait,
my
what?
experience
If you
on
were to-
Naruto.
Well, Jake is number one. We all know Jake is number one, obviously.
Right. But like, it's more like 2 through 7 that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
I think Ben's just like, my experience on Naruto is indicative that hierarchy is actually not terrific for morale.
No.
So you might have figured out something really fortunate for one another,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
We're like a well-oiled machine. We all do our jobs, and it's
We
great.
love that.
I brought some maps from the old shop there, and I mean, they're very crude. They're really nothing compared to the technology and the magic that a lot of you have collected in this place. It's extraordinary.
All we need is a
But-
direction.
I've seen the twin moons of Cerealia
Mhm.
from the stars. I never thought I'd be so close, and I'm beside myself. So I've realized I can dream big, and I thought perhaps I would make a request, if that
Please.
might be palatable to the lot of you.
Please.
There's an asteroid. It's not far from here. It's logged right here on these star charts. And I think he like hands over to you, Lux, just like piece of paper, right? I've never been sure how to make heads nor tails of them. They're very confusing, especially when you don't have the context up here. But nearby, this asteroid, actually, it's not an asteroid at all. It's one of the ruined Dwarven Citadels. Used to be a great flying fortress to make war, but I believe that it was destroyed some hundreds of years ago, and it's taken itself up as a bit of a smuggler's colony. It's not a large place, but from what I've heard from the travelers in Naruto, many different types make their way in and out of it, and they say that, it's as close as you'll get to stepping foot inside one of the great Dwarven Citadels of the stars. So it's nearby. I'm not sure if you all are headed anywhere in particular with any great haste, but it sounds like you're not. I thought perhaps we could stop there.
Yeah. We could totally make a pit
do
stop.
it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll update the orb about this Dwarven Citadel, and yeah, it'll be great.
It's called the Aether Terminal.
The
It's
Aether
run
Terminal.
by some individual whose name I don't know, but they say that he's a bit of a kingpin. He deals in all manner of esoteric goods, items that the trade guilds don't frequent in. Strange things, the unusual. Seems right up my alley.
By esoteric, do you mean like
Yes.
illegal?
There's
You-
a lot of laws up here. And I know the ones that we had and Naruto were draconian, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Hey,
mean,
we're
we're in
a
space.
guild now, but we're not an official guild, so we can do whatever we want.
What is the
But I
name
do
of our
think,
guild? The Tam Fey?
Tam Fey
Yeah,
guild.
we're part of the Tam Fey Guild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he says, I do think that the Aether Terminal is a place where one might find illicit goods that are not traveled and marketed by the great trade guilds.
Well, yeah, that sounds fun. I don't really know what kind of illegal things we're looking for, but hey, might as well peruse.
I'm not really like looking for,
But yeah, we can window shop.
I just find that individuals like that seem to gather and collect very rare items, and I thought it might be an interesting opportunity for a lot of you to, well, just see what it's about.
Yeah.
If you find something though, Ben, what are you gonna what do you have to trade? What'd you bring?
Not much.
Not much.
I mean, just this fistful of diamonds. That's all I've got.
Oh, how many diamonds are there in this head?
Oh, I didn't count before I left, but I mean, there's got to be 30 or 40 of them.
Yeah. Okay, when I'm like looking at it, I'm like,
yeah, he just like dumps them in your head.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's just like 30 or 40?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're not like huge, right? They're like small diamonds.
Yeah.
I learned very quickly as a young kobold that you need to amass your fortune in small collections.
And you are
crazy.
So smart. Yeah.
That's a good tip.
There's a crazy jeweler back in Waroto named Nocturor. He was a very angry
Yeah,
fellow.
the
I didn't like
Warbeam.
dealing with
He's
him.
our friend.
You met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he goes by Warbeam now.
Yeah.
So, fair
Warbeam.
enough.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
Certainly,
Well-
I'll be dead before we ever return, so if you see him again, tell him I said hello.
Okay. Yeah, we'll head there. Yeah. You have a map?
Yeah. I've actually got a few copies. Here, a lot of you can have a look at this. I'll go tell the badman where we're going.
Yeah.
Oh, the bad one's on the wheel? Oh, boy.
And I think that with that, old Ben makes his way back to the cockpit. He leaves a lot of you with this kind of like crude star map, it seems like. And you can see it's got like Malpieti Prime on it, Cerelia. There's a lot of like other places, most of which like aren't very well labeled. There's like various languages, but there's some reference here for you.
Great.
So, with that, I think that a lot of you have a few days if there's anything like important that you want to like take care of or acknowledge or like note in the downtime, as over the next couple of days the Dragonfly like cuts towards the Aether Terminal and makes its way towards this ruined Dwarven Citadel that Ben has guided you towards.
Big sleep.
Big sleep.
Big sleep.
There you go. Everybody gets big sleep, long
Big
rests. Everyone
sleep.
gets their spells back, all your hit points, anything else you may need or want.
Thank goodness. Also, do we have just like, I don't know, do we have any like arrows or like extra stuff on the ship, or is that like something?
Not
we
a
need to-
ton. Yeah, not a ton. Like, I think, there were like water supplies and food supplies for the lot of you for like a solid 3 months when you left. And then the ballista up top. And I think you've probably got somewhere in the range of like 29 ballista bolts left after the professor shot that one, But other than that, like, it's not equipped for battle like that. There's not a lot of weaponry here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We should look into that.
Yeah,
I
had plenty of arrows at home. I should have brought more, really. I should have thought about that before I left.
Well,
Oh, well.
Everybody seems to think 30 will be enough. I wonder where they got that idea.
So weird. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, nothing.
Okay.
People.
So yeah, I think that we see like, days pass, the Dragonfly kind of like carving through space, Waroto, or Cerelia rather, falling away behind you, its twin moons orbiting it as you go. And I think that you would see not much but the stars and the darkness of the void. You pass like an asteroid belt, and I think that Ben would like inform you that you're getting close. And I think that probably we come to the shot of like all of you like in the cabin, right?
Can I do
Yeah.
one thing? On the way,
Sure.
could I have looked in the orb to see if there was any information about this place? That would
Oh,
perhaps help me,
Absolutely.
What spells to prepare, maybe.
Cool.
Yes.
So I'm looking for just general information about what this place is like.
Okay.
From if there's anything in the orb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you make a history check, Grace? Let me double check my orb notes, what I got here for the orb.
You don't have the real orb? I always thought you had the real orb. You could just look in it.
I know that would be easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you have advantage on a history check for this as you're like reflecting through it.
Doesn't matter, but 14.
14. Okay, so I think that in fact
with guidance.
Oh,
Can I get,
yeah.
can I get
guidance. Yeah, guidance.
Oh, how do I?
Clancy, help
How do
me.
I click it? I'll just add.
Oh,
I'll
you
just make it
probably
D4,
just have to
it's
roll
fine.
1d4. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
There we go.
Touch
Clancy
myself.
wants you to know
Yeah.
this one, Rhea. So I think that as you like take the orb and the like kind of imagery is like projecting up out of it, and you're focusing your thoughts through it, trying to like control it and guide it. It's like an awkward process. This is not a thing any of you have done. You're like learning every time you use them and access them, and so like as you hit for like the Aether Terminal, it brings up a very kind of small, brief like footnote really in terms of like the collection of information here, which is to say that it was in fact originally one of the great citadels. It was built by the Dwarven Empire of Sombra, which was shattered and defeated some 600 years ago, and this place like spun as an empty ruin through space for the better part of a few centuries, and was established as the Aether Terminal by a single individual who was dedicated to the preservation of history. That's all you got.
Okay. Tell that to the group.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. And so I think that yeah, with that, time passes, and we see the dragonfly as it's like beginning to like make its approach. I think a lot of you all like peering out of the cockpit. What you see in front of you is like much smaller than Malpieti Prime or Cerelia, which is even a little bit bigger than that. It's literally like it looks almost like you weren't sure what you expected, but it looks almost like the top of a mountain that's been like sheared off and flipped upside down, and it's got this kind of iceberg-like cone kind of dangling down underneath it with this large like walled kind of fortress up on the top. You could see that like it's very old, and there's all manner of like battering and cracks. There's sort of scorch burns on the exterior of it. But as you grow closer and closer, as you guys are like pulling in, you see the signs of life as there's like light kind of dancing from outside of the place from in the windows. You can see like as you're really starting to like close in. Is there anything specific you guys want to do before you like get in close enough to land and do all that kind of stuff? Okay. I think that as like you're really like coming in now closer over the place, it's like a very large area, and there is this like huge kind of courtyard out in front of it. There is an enormous kind of galleon, like much like we would imagine like our galleons, like the old like sailing ships of Earth, right? That's literally like moored next to it, like docked to it, and you could see there's like gangplanks leading down. This one of the more typical ships that you would find in the stars. It's vast, like much kind of bigger than the Dragonfly is, but there's a lot of commotion of kind of people loading stuff up onto it and taking stuff off. You're seeing like the movement of a lot of people around, and as you're kind of approaching down, I think you see a few like pointing up, and like a group, and like an area spreads out, and Lux, you're probably driving. I think that you see like a couple of the people on the ground start like directing you almost, and like pointing you to an area in this courtyard where there is this big like huge kind of clearing of like sprawled out space. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think either Lux is like yelling at whoever is driving and like directing them, or like she's driving. But yeah, she'll like take them in, nice and easy.
Okay, awesome. As you we see the dragonfly's wings like begin to slow and like their vibration, the legs like unfolding underneath, and they kind of like give as you land lightly. Um, and yeah, a group of people starts to gather outside, humans, as you're looking. You see a couple of dwarves mixed in amongst them, but it's a mostly human crowd, probably somewhere in the region of like, I don't know, nearly 24 people that are like kind of all pointing at the ship outside in this big crowd looking at the lot of you.
Cool. Well, let's go. At the back, come on.
We have fans.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey guys, make sure this door is shut up tight. Don't let anybody in.
No looky-loos around the ship.
Yeah, no looky-loos.
I think the badman's like, oh, I'm not leaving the ship. Nobody will get anywhere near it.
Maybe try your ghost situation again.
Yeah, should we tell people it's
Yeah, I
haunted
love
again?
that.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I love that. I am a ghost. I am a ghost. I am a ghost. Yeah. It's going to be hard to explain this to the guy who plays this character when he comes back, but still. And,
All right,
It's
so
a terrible
we'll
time
head
for me to
out.
take a drink of water.
I realized earlier I was starting to take a drink of water and just before Philly was about to do Ben, and I was like, hurry, swallow.
Yep.
So just the three of us. We'll check it out.
I
come and
also had
report back.
I also had a funny random realization that I feel like I just need to share quickly. That's not going to be a surprise to anybody, but Lux and Erie's HP is the same. And Erie is
Wow.
level 7.
Wow.
It's rangers, man. They're just, yeah.
I just had to share that quickly.
Fair enough. So yeah, as the three of you kind of like begin to disembark, right? Jake, Asturias, the badman lingering back. I think that Ben like probably would like come up to like the group of you as you're like departing and just be like, would you prefer that I remain here for now and you all take the temperature? I don't want to slow the lot of you down.
Yeah, we'll go. If we find a good spot that we think you'll like, we'll come get you.
All right.
Is there anything we
I'll be
should be
right
on the
here.
lookout for specifically? Like
I mean,
maps?
I know
You
you
love
really
maps?
were excited about that talking plant, but I don't need any of those. We've got enough cats. I love a map and books.
Mhm.
Do you want us to take some of your diamonds? We could buy something if you.
I mean, if you're gonna need them, I suppose you could take a couple.
Well, I'm just to buy something for you, or you want us to just tell you if there's something good and you can go back. I just don't want it to get sold before get scooped
I
up.
know that it may not seem obvious, but I'm quite a negotiator. So perhaps if you find something that you
We'll
think I'll
get you.
fancy,
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
give them the old Fool Belter hard deal.
Okay.
Great.
Perfect. Hard deal. Perfect. Okay.
The hard
See you
deal.
soon. Hard deal.
Yeah.
See you soon.
We'll be back shortly. Yeah.
Good luck. And so yeah, the ramp like descends from the back. The three of you kind of like walking down to the ground, and I think that like one of these humans kind of like comes forward out of the group. It's like probably a woman in like her 20s. Her hair like cropped so short as to like almost be like completely shaven. She's wearing like this really simple tunic, like a pair of like work boots and kind of work pants. Right, there's gloves like tucked into her belt, kind of folded over, and she's like chewing something as she comes up, like staring at the ship like, you don't see these every day.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
Well, we do because we ride around on it. But yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
but
true
not from
for
the
you.
outside, so
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You could stand on the
Yeah,
top.
You can.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Yeah, I mean, we don't see these every day. You live in them, then I'm yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you here looking for something, or
Looking around.
We heard that this is kind of an old Dwarven Citadel. Like, we're kind of history buffs. Thought we'd check it out. Seemed really cool.
dwarves? Once, I guess. It's Oakham's now.
Oakham?
The builder, Oakham, the builder. He's the one who, well, he gathered us all up here. I guess you'd say.
Gat?
What
What?
do
He's
you-
been here.
He
What do
gathered you?
gathered you. Yeah, that was the word.
Well, I
was
mean,
transfixed on.
not so literally. I don't mean it like that. I just mean he
Because we
showed
can
up
help
here.
you with a revolution if you were thinking.
Yeah, if you need talk of,
If you're being
being a
oppressed,
rebellion.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do
think
people
like
treat
Yeah,
she
us-
like just
tell us,
stops.
help, I'm being oppressed, and we'll.
Yeah. That's
I think she
normally
just
a
like
good
stops chewing, and her jaw is like hanging open a little bit. And one of these dwarves like steps up next to her, and he's like, "None of that. No, there ain't no oppression here. We're paid damn good.
Oh,
We
well,
like
good.
it.
Great.
We don't need no revolution."
No,
No,
that's good.
just
That's-
if you want, just if you, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're just helpful individuals, you know. We've come across a few people that weren't treated well by their employers or their overlords / tyrants. So, we're just checking in. No worries.
Who
Like
who
no
are you
oppression,
people?
like zero oppression. It's just
Yeah, that's
Hard to
a
imagine.
little seems rare, but
Yeah.
I think that you see like one of the shorter, like runtier dwarves in the crowd starts to like raise a hand, and like one of the dwarves next to him is like, "Bap!" just like backhands him. You know what I mean? Like, shut up.
Seems like I'll hold my thought. That seems like oppression. I wish.
Give that one a pamphlet.
I'll
And
give
I
him
think
a
that the
pamphlet, don't worry.
dwarf, I think the dwarf's like, you all should come meet Oakham. I mean,
Oh,
come on.
sure. Yeah,
Are
why
we
not?
being
Okay.
gathered? Is this how the gathering works?
No, it's not that literal. She's speaking out of turn. I mean, listen, there's your normal amount of oppression. I've been here, I've been there. People are always oppressing each other.
Very average.
It's more like
amount.
it's more like a personal, individual sense of oppression that we engage in over one another. You know?
Like peer
Yeah,
pressure. Like peer
yeah,
pressure.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You got the
Like how
king
you
of it,
guys
tall
would shut
lady.
that other guy up. That
Yeah,
kinda-
it's like that. We
Okay.
oppress each other. I've been oppressed. I was younger. My brothers oppressed me.
Oh.
Not anymore.
oppression by a sibling.
I mean, if you never had that, only child. Doesn't matter. Listen, Oakham's a good guy. He's not
Yeah.
oppressing us. There's no need for a revolution. You got to be careful. You going around saying stuff like that.
No,
He's
no,
very
we're just-
reasonable.
If there's
Do
no
we-
oppression, why do we have to be
Yeah.
careful saying
Yeah.
that?
I
Nobody
don't
wants
know,
to
you're the
rebel,
ones
then
who-
they don't rebel.
You just came flying down out of nowhere. You're talking revolution. It's the first thing he said when you got off the ship. It's just
Yeah.
it's a little
Maybe it should be
startling.
like the
Kind of how
second
we
thing.
roll.
Yeah. We'll,
Sorry.
I'll make
Hi.
a-
Hello. This is us.
Yes.
Hello.
Have
hi.
you thought about a revolution?
Rhea, Doc Lux,
Yep.
Dragonfly ship.
Tamfay
we'll meet
Guild.
up.
It's haunted.
Tamfay Guild.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
there's like a
haunted.
quick like jump cut to like Asturias on the top of the Dragonfly with the diplomat's handbook. Like, wait.
We forgot.
Yeah. Also, if you see a purple guy, he's a ghost. He haunts our ship.
Or if you like hear
brought-
something, it's
Yeah.
probably
You brought a
the ghost.
haunted
Creepy.
ship here. Oh shit! All right,
We're-
listen.
Yeah,
He
we're good
doesn't
to
leave
park.
the ship, but it's cool.
I don't want to give you the wrong idea. This guy, he's not going around like gathering us like that. It's just that he came here and he started something, and so folks have collected themselves. It's more of a
Organic.
the ambiguous.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
that's
cool,
it. Yeah.
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 No, that's cool.
Cool.
Dig it.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
meet him, I guess. We want to go. We want to
Yep.
go
Yeah.
meet
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
so he's like walking. The dwarf is kind of like leading you at this point, and he's like the crowd is kind of like parting around you. A bunch of people still like looking back, like pointing at the ship, kind of murmuring to one another. And as you walk through like this vast courtyard towards the actual structure of like this fortress itself, you see that there's a bunch of like doors on the exterior, and there's a bunch of like additional building. It looks like stuff has been like added onto it. There's kind of like metal like housing and like some stone that's been attached. Like it's clear that a lot has been done here in more recent years. And the dwarf like leads you up to like this big kind of tall, almost near like 10-foot like kind of double set of like wooden doors. And he just like leans his shoulder into it, pushing like the door like creaks open.
I could fix that for you.
I mean, he'd appreciate it if you. Do you do a lot of work, that kind of stuff? You build, you fixing?
Isn't his name Oakham the Builder?
Yeah.
So
You
he's
would
got
love that.
squeaky doors.
Yeah. Maybe
Look,
he's
a
not very
busy
good.
guy.
That's fair.
Maybe it's like an
Probably.
You can build the
aspirational title,
doors.
Oh, maybe something to work towards.
right? Like I'm Doc the Friendly. You know, we all have goals.
Doc the Friendly. That one might stick. Okay. And so as you all are like stepping through the doorway, I think what you see arrayed out in front of you is like this overwhelming, like just buffet for your eyes. As like everywhere you look, there's something. There are rows upon rows upon rows of these kind of 10-foot by 10-foot like glass containers that seem to like be about 10, 15 feet tall. Behind them are even bigger ones. As you're looking, you see like in some of them there's like this incredible flora right in front of you. You hear the sound of water running. To your left you see a fountain and a whole like series of bookshelves around the corner of like this massive like room that you're in. When you look like to your right, you see a couple of tables and this big plinth of like this kind of obsidian black dragon glass with these sparkling jewels arrayed on the top of it. There are all manner of things in this room, except for this human being. He's not there, just a dwarf. And as you're kind of like looking around, like taking it all in, I think the dwarf is just like gestures to a table that's just kind of off to your right. It's got this huge bowl filled with green and brown and red and kind of purple grapes in it. There's a few statues against the wall beside you, these big like stone planters with trees growing up out of them. You spy what looks like a massive kind of pipe organ against one wall, old like siege equipment in the back of the room. It's just an abundance of like strange and esoteric things. And I think that the dwarf just kind of like gestures to the table, and he's like, they're complimentary. Eat up. I'll go fetch him. You're welcome to take a look at anything in here. This is his viewing hall.
Oh,
It's for visitors, guests,
Everything
important
is-
people.
Complimentary or just the grapes? Or
Just the grapes. If
Oh.
you try to take anything else,
No,
Yeah,
that's
we
what I
should-
thought. That's fine. I know we should take some for the bed. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
a purple grapes in my bag for the Batman.
Maybe we should go. We should go get old Ben. He would love this.
Oh, he would love this. But
well, so as the dwarf starts walking away and you kind of, your gaze follows him, I think that what you see is in this like first row of these glass containers, there's all manner of creatures as well as the plants. Like one of them seems to be completely empty. One of them has like this kind of almost jelly that's floating in the center of the space, glowing blue, kind of twisting and like expanding and contracting. One of them has this horrific, nightmarish looking spider type bug that seems to have like a vicious face. Another one has a beetle that's at least as big as Jake. There's a basilisk in one of them. There's a tiny, not tiny, but like maybe a 3-foot tall green skinned frog person with these black spots. And then finally, as you're looking at like one of these, the dwarf actually like, he knocks on the glass as he walks past it like, how you doing in there, pal? And I think that I'll ask right here. You want to describe yourself, Kevin?
Yes, I do. So inside this particular container is a person. They're about 5'6". They've got thick blonde hair that's tied back in a low braid. And these big, almost bat-like ears that stick out past the hair that's tied back. In the right light, the blonde hair almost looks kind of greenish, has like a bit of a green tint. They knock back and just like, oh yes, I'm doing quite comfy. You want to maybe let me out for a bit, would you?
Dinner at the regular time, pal. And he just like keeps like walking back down the hall,
I think that
like
guy is
making
being
his way
I
in
think
the
he's being
back.
I think that guy's being oppressed. Yeah,
Depression.
that's a bird. They lied.
They're
And
Did
so
you
from
walk
inside
up?
this container, Kevin, you see these three women. Yeah, the dwarf just keeps kind of like walking his way down the aisles, and he like glances back to you like, I'll go find Oakham. We'll be back in a
Okay.
few.
Okay.
And yeah,
I think-
as you're peering out from this glass container, Kevin, you see these three women like that have just like come in, kind of led by this dwarf. I don't know if you three want to describe yourself for him, but yeah, you can certainly.
Sure. Yeah,
Ray,
Lux.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Ray is a very tall furbolg, with brown hair, like grayish, like fur skin. Very tall, like 7 foot. Wearing like vestments that include like a big turtle shell. On her ephod, and carries a big staff. Yeah. That's
Wearing
Rhea.
a turtle shell, right? Not has a turtle shell.
I have a little turtle shell necklace, but then also I don't have a turtle shell, but then there's like a turtle shell logo symbol
Cool.
on my clothing. Yeah. I'm not a
Praise
turtle furbolg. Yeah, praise Clancy. Yeah.
Yeah, Lux is she looks half elven. Probably her hair has gotten a little bit longer at this point, or like shoulder length, like kind of messy, like wavy red hair. She's about 5'3". Leather armor with like the classic like poofy white sleeves, bow and quiver on her back, and her 2 hand axes at her hips. Yeah.
And Doc.
And Doc is a changeling, so she's kind of tall and lanky, like white hair, very pale, and she's got this very like steampunk vibe. She's got her like goggles of night, and just kind of a vest with like many pockets that there's like constantly tools sticking out of, and on her shoulder is her small mechanical dragon Waffle, who has kind of a cheeky smile and a butane torch that he kind of uses as like a bit of a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this person looks at all three of them and lands on Lux and kind of gives a smirk and is just like, "Well, you're a bit reminiscent of home, aren't you? With that person.
Are you being oppressed?
Well, I certainly am not happy being in here. I'm honestly not even too
That
sure
is-
how long it's been.
It's like the
So
number one rule of being that's like a really good indicator if you don't like
Yeah.
where you are and how you're being treated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you all have a good head on your shoulder for oppression, that's for sure. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk up to the. Like touching the glass. Is there like, it's just a big glass case? There's like, can I do an investigation? Is there any way to open it?
Sure, you can try to make an investigation check. It seems like it's like a seamless glass case, right? But clearly, like somehow this fellow was placed inside this person. Yeah, you can make an investigation check. Go for it.
And
With guidance,
Lux-
Guidance.
Oh.
which will probably not help anyway.
Can Lux try
Sorry.
seeing what Rhea is doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, just feel. I'm like, I'm not even touching it. I should
We
have
tried
helped
this
you.
last time and we broke something.
This is how I
Hey,
broke
Doc,
the door.
Can you?
I was gonna say, so I think Dog is gonna be like, so how did you? Can you just tell us, like, how do they feed? He mentioned lunch, right? Like, how do they get you food?
That's a great idea.
That is a very good idea. Hey, Rich, how did they feed me?
How do they feed you? It's this thing where like the servants that like come here, effectively they have like a medallion that they touch to the glass and it will like open this kind of like hole in it, and they're able to kind of like reach right in and out. So yeah. It doesn't seem like very obvious or like evident, or certainly you might have escaped by now, right?
And when he,
So yeah.
when I'm assuming you tell us that. That's how that happened. When they put you in there, did they do the same? They used the same medallion to just put you in, or were you awake when they put you in? I guess I'm asking you, but it's also a rich question.
I mean, you have any thoughts, Kevin? I could like tell you things, but you can like tell me things too.
Yeah, I think I was unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got here to, as they look around, well, not home, and ended up here not too long after. Blow to the back of the head, next thing you know, inside one of these things.
Sorry, what is
Classic
your name?
story of oppression, really. Oh,
It is
hi,
classic.
my name's... You could actually... You know what? Call me Yana.
Yana.
Cool.
Rhea. Doc. Lux.
Waffle.
Waffle.
Well-
Looks at Lux and is just like, you... By chance, you don't happen to be from Aglarond, are you?
No.
Oh, damn. Oh, well. Too
Sorry.
much hope on that one. That's alright.
Well, goodness. I mean, we're gonna go meet the head honchos, so maybe we can,
We're gonna
Get
get
you.
you out.
yeah,
I think,
one
like-
way or
Yeah.
another.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to see if he'll like just do it. But if not, like, we'll break you out.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah, for
really
sure.
opposed to like causing a ruckus.
Steal a medallion. Open
We're
it up.
opposed to oppression,
Yeah,
Seems-
that we are opposed to.
so
Oh,
Should
this
I
all
check
sounds
on the?
like-
I could talk to many of the other ones in there. Should I talk to any of the other ones to see if they're being oppressed? I could speak limit.
Good
If I sat here
idea.
for 10 minutes, I could talk to them
Great.
fully, or I could just speak to them limitedly. You know, limitedly.
I mean, we
Right,
gotta
like,
wait for
that
this guy
spi-
to come
that
back.
spider thing
so.
also being oppressed, or like the cube thing.
yeah.
I mean, they're all in
Yeah.
glass cages, so that's kind of a bit not fun existence, I think.
Yeah, most of
Generally.
us probably don't want to be in here. Some of us, looks over at a few of the things in the cages. Probably don't want to be, but we probably don't want to be around if they were to get out.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are
Good.
some
Okay.
big ones in the back.
Wait, are you gonna?
yeah.
You're not gonna, like, you're not gonna, I don't know, do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
not
good.
gonna,
we let
You're
you out,
good,
right? Like,
we
we're-
just
we're-
immediately jumped to that you were being oppressed for bad reasons.
Oh no,
And
no,
the
yes,
boss are being oppressed.
for good reasons. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, just tell us. Say it, and then I'll know.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're gonna attack us, you have to tell us. That's the
And you
rule.
have to
That's the
tell us
rule.
the truth.
Tell us.
Yeah, it's like
Space entrapment. Yeah.
yes, sort of like space police. They have to tell you if they're police. Yeah. No bad guy here. No villain.
Insight check.
Oh, good.
Insight check with guidance. Insight check with guidance.
hmm
Oh my
Oh!
8 when I rolled
What
a nat
the
1.
heck?
8. It's actually a 10 on a nat 1.
Wow.
It's really good, Grace. It is. Yeah.
Wow.
But that
Good.
one.
Why do you think I insight check everybody?
I'm the goodest person you've ever met.
The goodest.
Oh gosh, that's good.
Goodness.
I believe him, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get you out. So we're gonna try to just convince Occam the builder to let him out first. Do you think
why
that
not?
if we
we got money and
Let
stuff,
them out,
so-
right? You said they.
sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
hmm
Sorry.
For record, they them pronouns.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Presumably,
gotta-
have I met Occam?
Yes, you would have. He's a human man, and I think that he like comes here to watch you often. He's not like vindictive and doesn't torture you or anything like that, but he is very much like, oh, you're amazing and unique, and I'll keep you forever.
Ew.
I describe what he looks like. It's like you can try. He seems to be a bit of a voyeur type, I guess. Really likes looking around at the things he's captured, just standing
Yeah.
there, looking at us. It's very weird, honestly.
Ew.
I don't think he might
Wait,
be able to
hold
convince
on,
him to let me out, but always worth a shot.
He likes just keeping things that like look kind of weird and out of place. Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
I
unusual.
I'm much worried about this whole situation than I was.
Very much worried.
I am very tall and I stand out quite a bit.
Yeah, We'll be fine. Oh,
I think-
oh,
I
Yeah,
think
we all
that,
could.
they're coming. They're coming.
you hear these like footsteps making their way back, and the muttering voice of the dwarf, like, I don't know what it was. It's smaller than anything I've ever seen before, but it's landed right out in the courtyard outside. And yes, ladies, hello. Might I
Hi.
present Occam the Builder, and like
Oh.
walking in front of the dwarf. You see this very tall kind of human man, probably like 6'4". He's really got like a strapping kind of frame, clean shaven, very smooth face. There's like an agelessness to it. He doesn't look necessarily old, but he's certainly not like a young kid. He has this black hair that's combed over in like this absolute perfect kind of part, and has like this sheen and a glimmer to it amidst the light. And he's wearing this very kind of like simple, like blue silken robe that's like tied at the waist. He's got one ring on one finger, and otherwise like no real ostentatious ornamentation. And as he's like walking forward, I think that he like looks to you, Rhea, and he's just like, you need to have no fear. I have seen many of your kind before, and would never seek to keep you here. You're not nearly so extraordinary as something like they are. I mean, they look. And I think he like walks right up to like the tank, like placing a hand on the
Oh.
side of the glass, like he's like, Yana is truly unique, perhaps the single one of their kind. I have seen many, many things, and I have seen nothing like Yana before. I knew, of course, they must be preserved, kept safe. Isn't that right?
Are you
Don't take
okay?
offense. You all are quite special. Don't listen, to any of that. No, I'm not special enough to be put in cages. I don't know how to approach this one.
Listen, Oakham. Nice
Occam.
place you got, Occam. Sorry, Occam.
Like the razor.
Listen, we can't help but notice that this situation is a little bit interesting, but would you be willing to release this Yana into our custody?
By interesting, she means bad.
Yeah,
We don't
this
like
is kind of weird. This is
Well,
like a person that you have
it's-
trapped to like stare at.
Yes, I do, and not merely to stare at, to be preserved and kept.
No, yeah, to creepily touch the glass
no.
and like it's weird, man. Like I don't know if anybody's told you, but we're like a very honest group of people, and I gotta
Sometimes
tell
to
you,
a fault, but yeah.
yeah, but this is a little bit strange, man. Like, well, I don't know what your goal is in preservation, but like, something that as you say, so unique, and should be out living and doing what they were like born
Oh
to do.
no, 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 no. To allow such a magnificent individual to go out into the world would be merely to allow them to be placed in jeopardy. Anything could happen. They could be destroyed, killed. None ever would be able to examine, recount. Somebody must step forward. Somebody must take the place necessary to keep these things, to keep
Can I
them
ask you
safe.
a personal question? Can I just interrupt quick? What were your parents like and your relationship with them?
It's Lux
That is
therapy
a
hour.
great. That is a great question that I think we all
It's
should-
one that I frequently ask someone within a couple minutes.
Yeah, immediately on meeting them, really. I think that he's like, my parents.
Yeah.
Well, my father was dead before I could know him, and my mother was a very simple woman who worked hard to ensure that I could be educated, and it was a good education that she got for me. I learned much and more, and I have devoted every day of my life since then to learning as much as I can and preserving all that I can, that I might share with those who would come after me, to allow those with less than I had to learn from what I might gather with my time. Someone like Yana is very extraordinary. They cannot be allowed to roam free in such a dangerous world where things might happen.
Well, listen. We would like Yana to be out of this cage. And
I understand.
As would I.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
most importantly.
Do either
Yeah.
of them have the medallion that Yana was talking about?
The
that would
dwarf
open?
definitely does. Like, now that, like, Yana mentioned it, as you look to the dwarf, you see he's got this, like, very simple medallion. It's, like, in the shape of, like, an infinity symbol, right? Like, hanging off a cord around his neck.
Okay. Carry on.
Well, so I just, you seem to like experiences and learning things. We are history buffs. We enjoy learning about history. That's why we're here. We heard that this was a Dwarven Citadel and that you sort of, brought new life to it, which I think.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah,
I would like to ask you a question.
please, go ahead.
What is the relationship with your parents, and why are you so ashamed of yourself?
Ashamed of myself, please. I think I'm the best pilot probably ever. And if I'm not, then that's my title, and that's what I'm going to aspire to be. And my
But
parents.
you were too scared to come into my home wearing your own face.
Now that's just kind of rude.
Yes, well, you have also been very rude, so we are speaking candidly now.
Well, that's fair. But it's also it's much deeper and not shame at all. So just take it easy.
Yeah,
But-
back off, buddy.
Yeah. And
Can I,
second of all, my parents love me and are supportive and are both very much alive and have sent me out to journey and to learn.
Ooh, I feel tension escalating in the relationship very quickly.
Can I
what,
insight
Graves?
check the thing he said, like the insult?
Sure. Yeah,
I
sure.
just want to
Yeah.
and maybe for later.
Ooh.
I want to know if.
Hey-oh!
You're trying to figure out like his intention and all that, or
Yeah. And what's he doing? I don't know. Ray is
he's
just like
clearly-
maybe that's not the right role.
I was gonna
Rhea
say,
is
does
very
Rhea know what
confused by
he's
that.
talking about? I don't think so, right?
No.
No.
I don't know
and
that
think
Rhea
anybody
does know
knows
what he's
Doc.
talking about, but he's clearly like lancing at Lux with something that like he knows will like incite a reaction,
I basically that one comment he made. I wanted to know if he was telling the truth about that, basically, or if it was like something.
Like this is one of these like nebulous things, but he certainly said it with like absolute conviction. It doesn't sound like he's bluffing,
Got it.
And so I think that he just is like I sense great tension escalating in our relationship already.
Listen, I'm not trying. Listen. I think I'm a pretty nice person, okay? If honest, and sometimes brutally so, which I don't think is necessarily negative, and I will continue to be so. But maybe there is some agreement we can come to release Yana. We are a very defensive and capable group of people with a really good ship, and maybe we could send reports back of our adventures or something, so that you could learn more.
Maybe there's like a trade.
Yeah.
Maybe like.
I am very interested in trading, but I am also very attached to Yana. What do you have with your strange little ship? I mean, that alone would be quite the offer, but I would guess it's not something you will part with easily.
Wait. No.
Can I ask you a question, Occam? Is there
course.
anything on this, in this place that you want? Is there anything that you're like looking for? Is there anything, could we find that thing?
A man in my position often does not know he looks for something until he sees it. But
You don't know what you want.
I have so many things, friend Firbolg. I have not gotten all your names. The conversation began quite abruptly.
Well, you have
Mhm.
a prisoner. Like it's hard to have like a get to know.
Yeah,
you.
as
chat.
long as you know
Yes.
that like most of the rest of the world
you
thinks that this isn't a good thing.
Do you feel like a prisoner, Yana?
Oh yes, most definitely. I mean, my
That's
people sort of
so-
like a roaming type, and literally just prohibits me from doing any of that.
That's very unfortunate. I would counter that they are not my prisoner at all, but a guest.
I don't think you get to.
Yeah, no, sorry. That's not how that works.
Counterpoint, no.
Could we have could we step over here and have a conversation about the things that we have that we might be willing to trade, and then we'll come back and talk to you?
Certainly, just know that I will watch very closely for any dangerous actions you might take, as you are interlopers in my domain, and I must keep the people safe.
Okay.
Sure.
Also, I'm
Different
surprised you
definitions
know
of
our
safety,
names,
by
but
the way.
you're able to direct very specific insults at me, which I think is also doubly rude that you didn't even know my name before you insulted me. But
You
anyway,
insulted me knowing my name, but still,
You
it was
have
amongst the
somebody in a
first things
cage.
you said.
sir, that's
Yes.
bad.
I think that at this point you hear, more than one of us. You hear like a yell from one of the other cages.
Yeah. Who says
Some,
who? I want to
somebody's.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Somebody? Do I know who says that?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
Make a perception check.
Larry, is that you?
Who? Dennis?
Yeah, that's definitely
Oh
Dennis.
my
Oh,
Please.
Ray, you're like
Look at my
standing.
last 3 rolls.
I know, they're out of this
Oh my
world.
God.
1s and 20s and nothing in between.
We need
Only
a-
this was
we
for
need a
charity.
I know,
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm
right.
thinking, Kevin. Rhea, I think like your head like turns and like it's tough because there's stuff moving in all of these containers. There's like plants and bugs and monsters. You're pretty sure there's lava in one of them. You think like you're not sure, you know.
Yeah.
Can I roll perception? I've been here a bit. Maybe
Yeah.
I happen to know this person.
Yeah, you roll with advantage. Yeah.
Cool,
You
cool.
probably would like just know.
And you said perception?
Yeah.
Nice,
Oh
dude.
yeah, you immediately recognize Yana that like it's hard. You've never like been really close to them, but way over here on the like far side of the room is this frog person, this green-skinned frog
Yeah.
person like trapped in this container, and they're definitely like face against the glass, you know what I mean? Like people yeah.
That's messed up. That is messed up. Those are tiny boxes.
He's pretty far away. I only heard him a few times. It's really hard to see past, you know, the giant spider thing and the basilisk over there. But beyond that,
It's okay. It's okay, Yana. We see. And I'm pointing because it's messed up. That's 2.
Can I ask a
He's
question?
just-
I don't know if you could say no, but like, do I have any sense that this that Occam has like any sort of like he doesn't have any weapons or anything, right? He just has like he's just stressed.
Bunch
But I
of
would have any
razors.
sense that he has magic, so many razors, that he has any magical ability. Would I have any sense of that? Probably
don't
not,
think
right?
that
He hasn't
you
done anything
can.
magic, so like.
Yeah, without like casting detect magic or anything like that, like I don't think you necessarily know. Though you're a pretty wise individual, Ray, and like he's got all the stuff in this room, you know what I
I
mean? Which like
know, I
means like he's
know.
got some kind of resources, right? Like whether they be just financial or magical or whatever, like he's a guy who keeps like, you know, fire elementals and like basilisks in cages in his living room, you know.
Yeah.
But I do think he looks back at you and is like, you, of course, may speak freely with each other. I give you this
Yeah.
assurance that if you choose to leave here and fly away with your ship, I will not come after it to take it from you. I am no threat
Yeah.
to you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But we'll
I'm
come
saying
back.
that for the
we-
sake of your friend who is very aggravated with me.
Yeah.
You meant
we
it to
will
be this
wanna
way.
chat.
Don't even try.
And I think that as the three of you would like walk away, do you walk away? Or are you gonna like?
I want to be an eyesight of Yana still, so I don't want
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
like that far. But I also don't want him to be able to hear us. So
Well,
That's
he's
I mean,
like
we're in his,
leaning
like-
up against the tank. Yeah, he like you see him like kind of looking in at Yana, and he's just like starts talking to them, and it's just like they are very interested in you. You see, I have told you you're a very important person, extraordinary, really, perhaps the most extraordinary of all of us. I am just another human amidst many, but you, Yana, it was quite fortunate for us both that I found you. I know that you don't believe
so
it.
flattering, so flattering. You know, you could let me out. I could really show you a few tricks or two.
I'm quite afraid that if I did that now, you would try to cut my head from my shoulders, as I have had you prisoned here for some time. Though I do not see it as imprisonment, you do, and a matter of perspective is only relevant to the one who holds it.
Well, yeah, you might say that I would cut your head from your body, and I would just say I'm removing your body from your head. Really, perspective, isn't it?
Well, thus the situation we are trapped in, and still, despite this animosity you harbor towards me, I will endeavor to do all I can to see you live a very long time in very good conditions.
They're just smiling back at him at this moment.
Yeah, so the three of you, like, hear this conversation. If you would like to, like, fall back somewhere, you're free to, like, move yourself on the map.
Yeah, I think we just want to be like maybe like down here, maybe by the grapes. So I was one thing I'm thinking is like this is seems like maybe a pretty magical place. What if you could like hear us? Should we like write our notes like back and forth? What if you can read our lips or something?
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing, but apparently he knows things about me that normal people shouldn't know about me.
What was that?
I think we have to assume he can hear us, but we'll just like talk about what we could,
Yeah.
No, I would like to write something down specifically then.
Oh.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out like a half-drawn pamphlet. Like it's only half done. I didn't finish it, and at the bottom to like, start writing on it. It's just say like fight him, hold person ? Is all I write.
I think Doc is gonna point to the fight him and be like, very emphatic. Yeah.
Sold.
And then like back in like
Sold.
big negotiations, then fight ? Like this is just like. Get medallion.
Yeah.
I was wondering if
Yeah.
you were gonna do that.
It's been a while. I forgot that I can do this. Okay. I have a question though. What do I know about Occam's capabilities?
You would know that he definitely has some magic. You've seen him like casting magic. He's a very strong guy, and you've actually seen him like physically beat the hell out of a couple of people in this space before. And he's got a lot of stuff. Right.
Okay, so Yana is gonna pace a bit as in the small container they are in, and look over towards the group and concentrate. And their eyes kind of change a little bit for a brief moment. And oh man, who should I talk to? I'll go with Rhea. And all of a sudden, there's a voice in Rhea's head that just says, "Magic, physically dangerous. Be careful."
Can I respond? Am I able to respond back to that? Right.
Let me look at the details. Like I said, been a minute.
Yeah, go ahead and dump it right in the chat if you want.
If it's message, I think you can.
It's not message. It's like
you can reply to this
race.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, rad.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Yep.
I was gonna say that's really cool.
That's just beneficial.
Okay. Yeah. Cool telepathy. Rad.
Well, while you're looking at that, Rhea would just be like, "Thank you. We'll try. We're gonna get you out of here."
Yeah, you can receive simple ideas and straightforward concepts.
Yeah, and it says speak, so it's that I think acknowledges the back and forth.
Yeah.
Yana gives a slight nod as they continue pacing.
Cool.
And then Rhea will like write this down. Like think they are speaking to me. And then exactly those words, like exactly what they said. Magic, powerful. already forget. What else?
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
I
So should we?
think Doc's gonna grab whatever pen or whatever you're using
Ink
and be
quill, yes. Chalk,
be
maybe it's
like-
chalk.
befriend dwarf question mark.
Promote dwarf.
Come back.
You and the other friends, dwarf friends, get together. You can form a coalition that allow you to have very good negotiating power when you ask.
I don't know. Gray would like to say that out loud. Like, I don't know. Should we do like sneaky or just do it? They say he's very powerful, so there's no more room on the pamphlets. The rest.
I think Doc is also yeah. I think when Rhea says sneaky, I think she's gonna be like, she's got an idea, but there's no room to write it down.
Also,
she's-
just yeah.
She's
I mean, I
gonna
have more
like have a
pants.
really big smile of like, and it's like her trying to be like, let's play nice. And then trick him.
Yay.
Okay, so we'll follow your lead. Should we go back and talk to him?
Okay.
Okay.
Doc's lead. I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. All
Play
right.
nice.
Follow
Doc at the lead.
Doc's lead.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
This is gonna be great.
That
She's
sounds.
got
Lux is
amazing-
Well,
very
last
good.
time we did this,
This is great.
we killed a.
Yeah, everybody
we had
prepare.
a bar
yourselves.
fight.
Yep.
The
Prepare
last time we
yourself,
followed
please.
Duck's lead, we were in a bar fight. So yeah,
which was a really fun time. So
Well,
it
No,
was
but-
really fun.
But if we do fight, we should totally try and get the dwarf to help us out. Like he's got to recognize that this is totally messed up, right?
yeah.
No, he said no oppression earlier. He said regular amount of oppression. This is
Very
not-
very
So
big line.
we have to open their eyes. We have to teach these people.
That this is more than a typical amount of oppression. Yeah.
This is
I do love
how
that. Like we hopped off the ship, being like oppression, and then Richard's like, "I'm gonna have someone in a cage. I'm gonna have a bunch of things in cages."
you walk into a room with a million things, living things caged. Yeah, average oppression.
They're not cages. They're tanks. Let's
Okay.
get our-
I thought there were no
Cheetah,
tanks
so,
in D&D, Rich.
Oh, good point. You got me, Chris. You got me.
That you say that all the time.
I do. I do say that all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
My favorite. All right, we're
That's
following
good.
Doc's lead.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Follow Doc's lead.
Okay, I think like Doc walks forward and she's got like what she's trying to be like a friendly face.
Mhm.
And
Cheerful
Doc the
Doc.
friendly.
right? And it's, you know what? We got off on the wrong foot. I also like get really invested in like figuring out how things work, and it seems like maybe you've got all these cool things because you're trying to preserve them and learn about them. Like,
Yes.
can we get a tour? Like, we came forward and started with the whole like this is bad thing, and that's our bad. Do you know what? Like, can we start over and you show us around this place?
Why don't you make a persuasion check here, Doc?
Like
Um,
Rand
That,
needs to like control Lux at this moment.
Yeah,
It's all fine.
I
it's fine.
I think
feel
Lux
like
is
Rand's,
making
like, very
is like,
worried about this.
oh my goodness, what is
Wow.
happening tonight? But yeah, I think on this note, Lux is like going between like frowning heavily to like animated facial expressions, like, oh yeah, like we totally want to see it.
I think that he. Yep. What were
Well,
you
I was
saying,
gonna
Kev?
say, I mean, I could try to do a persuasion check as well. Just be like, oh, I'm not going anywhere, so it's not like you have to keep an eye on me. And why have all these things if not to show them around? I thought that's the whole point. Keep them preserved to show everyone the history.
No, you are right. That is exactly why I keep all these things. So we will walk, and I will show you. But
Oh,
no funny business.
no
Come.
funny business. I mean,
I
like, unless,
appreciate-
one of the things, like, tells jokes or something, then maybe there's funny business, but not from us.
Some of them are very funny, but I did mean from you. I would love to
I
show
actually have a
you
really
my
terrible
collection.
sense of humor. I think that's pretty well. If you knew me, you would know. It tends to be pretty dry and not particularly funny.
Well, maybe this will
You're
be.
funny, Doc.
Thanks.
Maybe this will just be our first meeting, and we will become friends, and I can see about that. Certainly, I can show you what we have here. Come, walk with me. Yana, of course. Yana is extraordinary. One of the Verdun, of which there are not many. This is one of the last remaining death dogs from the moon of Malpiedi Prime. They say that once many roamed there, but they have been scourged from that place by the jellies and amoebas of the void. This plant, once per year, it blossoms rubies extraordinary from the far side of the realms, a whole nother crystal sphere. That is a flame skull. That is a magical anomaly. This, of course, this was quite exceptional. I was so pleased. He's like walking down this main lane. I was so pleased to gain. This is an ice devil. The denizens of the lower planes are not commonly held in such ways, but I found that it would be very important to show such a thing to those who might study the ways and wherewithals of it. This is my fire elemental, my Zorn, that
I
is
have a
my black
question.
dragon wormling. Yes.
I don't know. This seems like you're trying to create some sort of like living museum sort of situation.
Well,
And this is
living
kind
things are fleeting, and someone must protect them.
Did you say black
of
dragon? Did you say that?
Yeah, dragon
Yeah.
wormling.
Yep.
He did.
Oh, worm.
He did say that.
Can Rhea? Yeah, you. Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go.
I
for
just
it.
want Rhea the whole time. He's like, Rhea wants to be a little bit behind, and
Mhm.
stealthily using speech of beast and leaf, but very quietly say, "Are you being oppressed?" To every creature. that we walk by.
Yeah, I think the plant is just like, yes.
Maybe the other ones. The death dog
Me
and the ice devil.
The
and
death dog has like two heads that are drooling like this black bile, and they're like, yes.
I would love
You know?
one of them to be like, "Nah, I'm good."
I want that plant. You
I
can
love
put
it
in the
here.
pot.
It's
You can
great.
put in the pot that makes it talk.
Dude.
That plant could go in the talking pot. But
Speech of beast and belief doesn't work, unfortunately, with devils, so you can't
figured-
talk to
I
that
figured-
guy.
I figured.
Can you talk to the fire elemental?
I don't think so.
so
Beasts
Do you
and
speak
I just-
primordial?
plants. It
So
just
if
says
this-
limited manner with beasts and plants. Yeah. Sorry.
no, you're good. So if this is gonna be like, yeah, whatever you're talking about. Why is it that it's not like advertised and this is like known as like a smuggling city?
I don't think it's known as a smuggling city,
Well,
but many
what do
of
you
the
think
large
that it's
trade
known
guilds,
as then?
This is a place where people come to find the things that they look for. Many of the large trade guilds will not ever come here. They would not stop on just a rock in the stars. They go only to the large worlds with many people where they can move vast measures of their commodities and weapons and such. This is a place for smaller brokers, smaller enterprises, smaller people seeking unusual things.
Do you sell these things?
No, I buy many things, and I sell others, but that in here, everything that has earned its place in this great hall is not up for sale.
Okay. I just don't really get it. You seem so keen on showing people these things and preserving
I
them,
am.
but
All who come are welcome into my great hall to see what's gathered.
has anybody else come in here and been kind of like, not thrilled about it?
What do you think?
I don't know. People are strange.
Yes,
I've learned not
they
to
are.
know what to expect.
Like,
Really.
Doc is like shooting looks to Lux.
Not the plan.
I think that
this
he's
is a
just.
fascinating wow.
I think that he's just like, actually, yes, many people have come here and antagonized me and spoken ill of what I do and what I have collected. But I am fortunately a patient man with an even temper, and I try not to overreact to such things.
That's
You're
it.
welcome to have any feeling you would like when you walk through this place. To be afraid, exhilarated, this is normal. To be angry seems as normal.
Yeah. I guess if you have so much time on your hands, you haven't just rethought what you're doing here with so many people saying that's not good.
Look.
Sorry.
He's like walking his way down the hall, and he's like, I'll be honest with you. I have rethought many things. Even just since you have arrived, I have rethought. I think that perhaps I will take your ship from you, and those of you who survive, maybe I will put in cages, though you are not nearly so extraordinary. What do you say to that? Half-elf that is not a half-elf.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I think Lux is just like daggers. Like she's not even saying anything anymore.
Yeah. Doc had been like pretending badly, but pretending and is no longer pretending.
I think that he's just like, do you think right now that my people are overrunning your ship and putting knife to your friends?
No.
Are any
I
of them
don't
as
think that.
unique as he? They could. It would not take much for me to send them. You're right, but it would not take much. And you are pushing and pushing me.
I thought you were a patient man.
Should we just plan B?
Yeah, I think it's time for plan B.
I
All right,
have
Rick,
also
that's one
reached
person.
my plan B. I think with that, we shall roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Should have just
My
done it.
goodness. We tried.
I was like, maybe he'll invite us to dinner and we go talk this dwarf into like
No.
letting her out. No, it's not happening.
The low perception roll like set me up, and then Lux being like,
Yeah. Lux like can't. She's like a little kid. She's like she can't pretend.
No.
Hold on,
Oh.
let me be. Oh no, Madon, I got everybody still on the tracker. Hold on a second.
No,
Let me get better at cleaning
No, you
these
don't.
things.
no, it's good.
Don't I?
I
Yeah.
just see
I don't
Occam
see
and
anyone that's right.
Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Lux.
Okay.
Very average rolls. Right around.
Very average.
Right around
rolls
average.
Indeed. Okay. Cool.
Boy. This is gonna be interesting.
A bit.
I had this whole idea I was going to try to like imitate a buyer or something. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. I haven't
like-
used disguise self at all, and I was
I
like,
know. I was like, I'm
we'll
finally
come
going to
back,
change
you
like
know?
stuff. But no,
I know.
it's fine.
Lux just this guy.
That's why we love her. It's okay.
Oh god.
Yeah. I know it's hard because I can like bait Taylor pretty good now. I apologize.
It's great.
Yana, do we have you on here? You
Oh.
can roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's get you in the
Yeah.
mix.
Yes.
I know that you're currently contained in a box, but let's get you on the board.
On it.
Oh, see?
Also,
Box
Uh,
now, not a tank. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a glass box.
You corrected me. I can't. There are no tanks. I
Oh my
misspoke. I
goodness.
misspoke.
Look at these rules.
yeah.
My goodness
Yay,
gracious.
yay. Okay.
Also, for the record, Rich, by the way, I'm size medium, so
Oh.
Ooh, baby. Bing.
There you
Medium.
go.
Ding.
Art
Yeah.
on the way, by the way.
What's that?
I'm really excited, but we should have art next time.
Oh,
With that, Rhea, as
Yeah.
you're about to like leap into action, you like reach for your holy symbol, preparing to try to bind this fellow as you have so many times before. I think his finger like snaps up in front of you, and it's like, we talked about the funny business, and he darts around behind this case, at which point he like touches the glass, and you see like one whole wall of it vanishes. And so like from the inside, what you see is
Oh.
a hulking,
Sweet Jesus.
monstrous, bug-like creature. Don't
it's
read
your
all the
fault,
stats.
Kevin.
Yeah.
It's totally Kevin's fault, by the way.
This is comeuppance.
I saw that token and I was like, wait,
Yep,
no.
me too. I was like,
Comeuppance.
it's not good.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm always looking for inspiration. And so I think that with that, he opens the side of the cave, the tank.
Yeah.
and he's just like, get them, my pretty. And at which point he like vanishes. And now the dwarf goes on 14. And I think the dwarf like wheels on you like, oh, hell, I told you not to revolution. And I think that he is going to be like,
Get out of
real
here.
sorry about
You said there was
this.
no oppression.
And he throws a fistful of sand into the air at you guys. And he is trying to upcast sleep at Lux and Doc. 31 hit points. Do either of you have 31 hit points?
Nope.
And Waffle is immune to sleep. Waffle does not sleep because he is a construct.
Yeah.
Right.
Good sleep.
So I think that he's then like, his eyes go wide with like terror as he realizes his magic has absolutely no effect on you. And he starts trying to like dart away. He turns and starts like kind of racing through the stacks over here. Actually, probably he would go the other way, away from Ren. Rhea, you're up on 13.
Can I see him through the tanks or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I want them to get the medallion from him because we said he had one on him, right? So I'm gonna cast whole person on him. So
You got it.
It's a Wisdom save, DC 15.
Okay, he has advantage on this, but he does have massive minuses. Is 15? Does that make it?
Yeah, DC 15. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Uh,
Yeah. You see him like slow for a step, and he's just like, and like keeps trying to kind of run. Rhea, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Yeah, I guess I'll get Chompers out and cast it at put it near the Umber Hulk. 25.
Oh, hits.
Nice.
13 force damage.
13 force damage on the Umber Hulk. You hear this like horrible like kind of scream coming from it as Chompers like sinks into it. Rhea, that's your action. That's your bonus action. You got movement?
I just want to back up a little bit. I want to like be able to reach his range if I need to, but I'm not like gonna move out of the way of the other two.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Lux, you're up on 10.
Yes. I mean, can I just like run up to this guy and try and like grab the medallion like off of his where?
You can try. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Lux is just gonna just like run after this guy, just like full bore and get up to him and try and snag it.
Okay, so why don't we have you make an athletics or an acrobatics check, because you're gonna try to like grab this thing and just like yank it off of his head from behind. And he's like kind of like resisting you, right? He like you grab the like back of the cord and like pull it up to his throat, and like he grabs the front of it and pulls back.
Oh.
A maze, and I think that I think you feel almost like a wishbone, like you feel the snap of the cord, and like you have half of it, and as you're yanking it back, like you're like, no, he kept it, and like the like infinity symbol like slaps in your hand as you realize like you got it away from him, and he turns like his eyes going wide, like
get out of here.
That's your movement. That's your action, Lux. You got a bonus action? Anything else?
Yes. Nah, I guess not, because I can't see this other guy. He disappeared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lux will stay there, and yeah, because that was my action.
Okay.
So just stay there.
Yep. Okay. You've got the medallion in your hand. Yana, you're up. You see the half-elven girl go like running up and like yank the medallion off the neck of like this dwarf. And you're in the you're in the tank still, but you still have your movement action bonus action. You could ready an action. What do you want to do?
Cool. And I can see far enough that I saw that cage opened.
Yes.
Okay, so big question, and I think there is a relative reason why the answer could be yes. Do I have my gear?
Oh, that's a really great question. And you know what? We're gonna say yes. You do.
Because
your stuff is like on you.
You want to make sure that that looks exactly how they are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's anthropologically accurate. Listen, Howard the Duck wasn't in that tank with no clothes. He had a shirt. Yeah.
And I think a couch and a cigarette.
Exactly.
Cool. Great. Then in that case, the first thing they will do is take out their sword and put on their shield. The shield, as they turn around or as they pull it off their back, noticeably has like a weird W symbol on it, just for no reason. And then they, for their action, runs their hand across their blade and does a channel divinity action. So the blade starts glowing. And then for the bonus action, does another one that causes like yellow lines to go across it as they cast Divine Favor.
Oh, sick. So you use your channel divinity, you cast Divine Favor. You got like the shield in one hand with the W. The sword is now like glimmering with this like radiance, these yellow beams kind of like arcing across it. Yana, that is your turn. Doc, you're up on 8.
Okay. Doc is going to I'm pretty sure, oh my god, sorry, dealing with very tiny roll 20.
No. Yeah, you're all good.
Like within 120 feet, right?
Yeah, I think it is,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Certainly.
So Doc is going to shoot a firebolt at the gross thing. Let me know if I have to move to like get that angle though.
You probably do, because I want you to imagine like the front wall of the door is open, right? So yeah, let's say you do.
Okay. Does this work?
Yes. How's that? Now the front wall is actually gone. Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So Doc is gonna cast Firebolt at the gross thing. Oh god, 10.
10 does not hit. You're like, you're trying to like catch the angle into the glass. You see like Clancy like floating there, or I'm sorry, Chomper's floating there, like biting at it. And the firebolt just like refracts off the glass. I think we see it like bouncing around in the tank for a second. No shot.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was a weird angle.
Mhm.
And then she whistles at Waffle to go to the other side of this dwarf and whip him with his tail.
Oh, whistle for Waffle. Go for it.
26. That's
Damn.
20.
Waffle,
Waffle.
legend. Oh man, that's
I love
4
that it's a 1 and a
points.
20 also.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
wild.
second time
These
it's
dice
happened.
tonight are
There's
nuts.
3 natural 20s in the game.
I think that the dwarf like screams as Waffle like cracks him in the back of the head, like ah, they've got robots. Doc, that's your action. That's your bonus action. That's it.
Yep, and movement. I'm done.
Oh, holy cow! You're holding your ground right there, huh? Man,
I moved 30 feet forward. That's all I got.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't like it.
At this
Yeah,
point,
no.
the thing is just
Oh
like,
yeah.
like smashing against the sides of this tank, and it like ducks down, barreling past Chompers out into this space, like turning and wheeling, looking down at the lot of you. Yep. Yep, and I think it's just gonna come barreling right at you, Doc. I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. It comes like racing up. Here's a claw. Mandibles. Oh, should be
Oh,
a second
gosh,
claw.
that's so many
Sorry.
things.
What's your AC?
And my AC is 16, so I think all 3 hit.
Wow.
Oh.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh.
Okay, 15.
Wait.
Shield?
Oh no. Did shield work against physical attacks?
Yeah,
Why have I
that's
never
the
thought about
only
this?
place you could use it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could totally like cast shield.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
have
So,
it.
Against the mandibles. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Where'd that come
yeah.
from?
So it's not going to do anything against the claw, but basically is that, she takes the first hit, and then as like the mandibles come out, she's like, "Ow!" And then the like, shooting up from her arm is the robotic. As it builds up.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
sick. Yeah, we see like as it like swings one claw like catching you in like the hip probably for 13 points of slashing damage. That still pretty badly hurts. And then it should have been a mandible and one other claw, but regardless, the other attacks like hit against this shield to no avail. Doc, why don't you make an Arcana check? Do you know what this thing is?
I was playing as if she didn't, but
Okay,
I can.
if
I
you
can
don't
Arcana
think you
check
know,
if you want to.
Nope, if you don't think you know, you don't think you know. Like Doc is the one who's like studied and is like well versed in a lot of like random things. So I just was gonna give you the check, but like that's your call.
Like maybe she has. I didn't want to like assume.
Yeah,
having
take it.
just
Okay,
seen
make an Arcana check. Let's make an Arcana check. Like see if you recognize this thing as it comes barreling at you. Yeah, you know like exactly what it is, and you know that like its gaze is like very dangerous.
Yeah.
As like things are popping off here. That's its turn. The dwarf goes, and he I think like wheels around, like looking at you. Yeah, so Lux, I think at this point I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as like his face just like wrinkles and scowls and he's like, you didn't have to sick the robot on me, and you see him like reaching back and his hand comes out with this glass rod.
This is a
that he's, like-
disadvantage, by the way, because Waffle's right there. If he's going after Lux.
Oh, he's not making an attack roll though.
Sorry.
Man.
Okay. I'm
Dead.
about to be like a real nightmare.
Oh,
Yeah. Lux, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as he snaps this glass rod forward and a lightning bolt like explodes off his fingers. Ay, 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 ay. That's not great.
No.
I'm afraid of it. Oh. Ah! You guys hear
Oh, there's so many
this like Yeah, you guys hear this like rocketing, like crack of thunder peal through the room, echoing off of the many glass containers as a lightning bolt like just tears through this poor half-elven girl in front of you, Yana, like lancing past your container. That's its turn, at which point he goes to dive out of the way. Both Waffle and Lux can make attacks of opportunity at him because he running.
Jerk. Jeez, dude. That was
11 does not hit.
Is it with advantage because they're flank, or like once he's moved out of the flanking?
Like,
Actually,
wait,
yeah, you both would have
advantage
advantage.
for
You
attacks
both,
of opportunity?
yeah, you both can have advantage. You're flanking, like you're taking the attack as he's there. So sure.
6 damage then.
I'm
Assuming
gonna
that-
really make sure we confuse the rules between here and our freaking post-show recaps game. That's 8 points of damage between the two of you as he comes like racing around this container.
we did good.
Like
going so great.
like running up. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Nobody's unconscious yet. That's great. Rhea, you're up.
that was
Problems.
Yeah, I think I have to deal with the Umber Hulk. She's running away from Lux. How are you looking, Lux? You have healing. Yeah.
Lux is
How are you
like
looking? You like have
on
very little hit
death's
points,
door.
left, right?
Yeah, Lux is
Okay. Okay. I'll cast Healing Word. Let me just make sure I'm close enough. 25 feet. I think it's within 60, but let me just... Yeah.
You're
So I
correct,
cast
it's
Healing
60.
Word. At second level, let's do that.
Thank you.
There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go, 13. And then gonna take the trident out and run towards the Hulk.
Sick. So you get 13 health back as Rhea, you come like racing up with this trident covered in like coral and brass. Yep.
Actually, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna
Okay.
go here just for reasons and attack one-handed with the trident.
Okay. You have your shield out?
Yeah.
11's going to be a
11.
miss. The trident like deflects off of the Umber Hulk's armored carapace. Rhea, that was your bonus action movement. Is that it?
I'll stay there, yeah. That's it.
Lux, you're up on 10.
I think Lux like takes a minute, but as the dwarf runs away, she's like, "I just told you to run. You didn't have to do that." And then she like just turns, like just ignoring the dwarf, and runs over to Yana. And is it an action to?
No, it's a free object interaction. You like slap the medallion up against the glass.
Yeah.
And so like as you like hold it there slowly, like this hole like emerges, and then like the whole like wall kind of like dissipates while you hold it there for an instant. So you still have your action bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, this thing is.
And Yana, the whole like northern wall of your tank like dissipates as this electrocuted half elf lets you free.
Oh, it's a breathe new air again. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Smells like Umber Hulk.
Wish it was,
And-
better circumstances, but.
Oh, what can you do? Let's go kill this damn thing.
Yeah. And I think Lux will look back at the Umber Hulk and do bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll shoot it with an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Hits.
Ooh, yeah. That's what I like to see.
Yeah,
There
problems.
we go.
Nice.
That's max
very nice.
Ridiculous. Who's max damage? Yes. An arrow, like just, whoosh, I think like both your hair, right? Like Rhea and Doc is like the arrow, like just zips right between your heads. You're taller, Rhea, I guess, but like just over your shoulder, Doc's and like hammers into this thing.
My hair on my arm,
Sorry.
like all the fur on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your fur, Doc's
My
hair,
fur.
exactly. Yeah. Lux, that's your action, bonus action movement. That's it. Yana, you're up on 10.
Cool. The first thing Yana will do is step out of the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 10. Put a hand on Lex's shoulder and say, "Well, thanks again for the assist," and lay on hands for 10, so you get 10 hit points back.
Thank you.
Oh, legendary already. Earning their spot.
Yeah, and then use the rest of the movement, which I think would be 20 left, to get. Ooh, Rich, I have a question.
Would you know? Make an Arcana check with advantage or religion, either one.
Okay, cool. And I would say, because I was gonna say it, because I would assume Occam like to brag about his stuff.
You've been here. Yeah, you've been here. Like, very likely you know exactly what this is. So Arcana or religion, or even maybe history, but whichever one you think is right with advantage.
Well, they're all the same. So I'm just gonna go for the roll. I'll say history because it's me remembering him babbling. Cool. 13.
13, I'll give it to you. Yeah, you know that it's got like a very dangerous confusion gaze.
Okay, cool. All right, then I will go. Well, that's so tough because that puts me.
It's actually, it's pretty close.
It is pretty close. And that confusion gate isn't a charm attack, is it?
Nope, not technically. Let's double check. Let me just read it, but I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna move. Yep, so that'll put me here. Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So
double check.
That's your turn? That's your action? That's
Double
your movement
checking
bonus action? Sure, take your time.
Perfection. Okay, great. No bonus action. That was move and action. No bonus action.
Okay,
Don't have a
Doc,
ton of them.
you're up. You have the option whether or not to avert your eyes. If you avert your eyes, you're like considered blinded. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I definitely want to avert my eyes. And I had an idea and forgot what I wanted to do.
Oh, I feel that pain, my friend.
Okay, I think I'm going to sorry, I remember what I wanted to ask. With a 25 on my Arcana, would I know whether or not Waffle is susceptible to this this gaze or not?
You would know. Yeah, you would know that. And I just have to double check whether or not Waffle is, because I need to know that. I didn't roll a 25 yet.
Like he's
immune to
charmed exhaustion and poison. He is a construct.
They used to be like so much cleaner about defining this stuff. Like construct had like all these traits, so I'm just double checking. Let me do like a little like close reading here. But I think he's unfortunately not.
Okay.
I think he's not, right? I think that like part of it is just like it is like magical, and it's like effing with like whatever decision making apparatus you have in your head. And I think Waffle does still have that, right? It's not like a charm or an enchantment. It is mind affecting, but let me double check constructs here and see. But I think that he is, in fact, vulnerable to it. Yeah. Nothing clear. Yeah, I think he is. Yep.
Okay. I think. Okay. I think she is going to swing her battle axe at disadvantage first. Is this the right one? Yeah. 19.
Nice. I mean,
hits solidly with your eyes like down to the ground, like the axe comes loose and you're like, whoo, chop!
Yeah. For 10 slashing damage. She's going to kind of signal for Waffle, who's going to use his action to dash to get to the other side here. And then she is going to, because I believe her shield is still up until the end of
Till the end of your turn,
Right.
or till the start of your
Oh,
next
start
turn, I
of
think
your
it is.
turn.
I'm
Start of
lying.
my next
Yeah,
turn.
so like at
Okay.
the start of this turn, it dropped. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe does that change what I'm about to do?
Take your time. Yeah, you do what you'd like.
Um. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay.
Okay,
Your turn.
so you shall stay. Which brings us to the Umber Hulk. Okay, the Umber Hulk is going to lash out.
At who?
Here's a claw for Rhea.
At disadvantage,
one-
right? Because Waffle's here within 5.
Yeah, I guess so. 15.
Miss.
1 for you, Doc.
Still at disadvantage.
12.
Nope.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's going to try to bite you, Doc, as you just chopped it with that big ass axe. No, it's not. I lie. It proceeds to just like, and like it smashes its head into the ground and starts rending up earth under your feet. The two of you could take attacks of opportunity at it as it repositions. It suddenly like dives down beneath the stone. Both of you feel your feet like surge under you as it kind of like Bugs Bunny leaves this trail of rubble, like barreling over to here, where it gets to this side, and then it proceeds to like turn, looking at you, Ren, and it smashes.
Yana.
It like hooks up. Yana, that's good. That's gonna take me a second.
Yep.
It turns, looking at you, Yana, and you watch it like hook its claws under the whole tank, and the whole glass tank like heaves up off the ground and starts cartwheeling at you. Can I have you make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, good. Dexterity, my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Everybody loves those.
I mean, I usually do.
10.
10 is going to be a miss. So, Yana, you're going to take 8 points of slashing damage as like the tank like shatters on the ground, glass kind of like spraying over the lot of you, and with that, literally like the plant heaving through the air like smashes into the tank on the other side. That is its turn. It has moved and repositioned. The dwarf goes. He moves. And then he dashes. He's just trying to get the hell out of here. He's just like running up there. Rhea, you're going to be up on 13. Hold on 1 second. You are not in the confusion gaze anymore. I missed the saving throw on you last time, but you're not there now. Yeah.
You want me to do it? Is it
Nope.
make up or?
Well, I guess, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Ray doesn't know anything about it, so he's gonna run up to it.
Mm-hmm.
20. Attack with the trident. Oh,
Go 2 more spots.
Oh my god.
That's rough as you come like staggering forward and like punch out with the trident. I think like it's like claws come up and hook the trident and like yank it out of your hand and slam it down into the ground at your feet.
is it on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Is the Umber Hulk holding onto it, or it's just on the ground? Can
No,
I pick it up
just
on the free
falls on
object
the ground.
interaction?
Yeah. We watch you like hook. We watch you hook your toe underneath it. Right, Rhea does some cool like furball, and like you grab it again. Disarms really suck in 5th edition, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move there, and I'll move Clancy with my bonus action 20 feet.
Okay, you got
Are
Clancy.
the tanks? Could Clancy Clancy go over these, or the tanks are like all the way? Like, is there a way? Like,
No,
can
the
Clancy
tanks
come
are
directly
the
20
tanks are
feet?
generally like about as tall as they are like wide or whatever. Some of these are a little taller, but he can go over them, right? We don't need to like calculate vertical distance right here. It's fine. You
Wow.
can move straight forward. Yeah.
Clancy's in this thing with the unicorn or whatever that thing is. All right.
Yeah,
And
at this
turn.
point, that thing is like looking, watching like intently. You guys feel like it might have been asleep, but now this glowing golden unicorn horse creature is like got its eyes open with like this radiant golden light like streaming as it's like watching the lot of you. Rhea, that's your action, your bonus action movement. That's it.
And then I'll ask the unicorn, are you being oppressed? That's it. That's my answer. I'll wait for its turn to answer.
Lux,
That's the end of my turn.
you are up, Lux.
Yeah, I think Lux is gonna just fire another arrow at it. Yep, with planar warrior for bonus action. Come on, baby. Ooh.
Oh.
Do you have advantage? You don't have advantage, right?
Oh no.
Okay.
Would've been
24
nice,
is still really nice. Wham! The arrow smashing into it for 8+.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, there it is. It was gonna
small
happen.
things.
It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen.
Still the arrow like punching into this freaking thing, like cracking, just shattering carapace on its back. And it's actually Rhea's behind it. It's facing you guys. Lux, that was your action. Where are you standing? Hold on a second, Lux. I'm gonna be a real dick. You need to make.
I was like, oh, he missed it. This is perfect.
You need to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
Because you don't know what you're dealing with yet, so I may steal that attack back from you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yep,
charisma.
no, steal it
I was
right
like, is it
back.
wisdom?
It's charisma saving throw, but
Charisma.
you still rolled really badly, right? We probably should honor the
It would
roll.
be a
What do you
9.
think?
Instead.
You are unfortunately confused. Let's have you roll G8.
Okie dokie. 5.
I was like looking up for Lux for some reason. I don't know why. I'm putting that hit points back on. 5 on a 5. You take no action. You use all your movement to move in a random direction. So let's have you roll another 8-sided. 1 o'clock will be clockwise.
1.
1?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna use your movement to like run up here next to the
perfect.
ruby plant. Yeah,
Okay.
really nice.
I guess
It's
I'm
like-
confused now, right? So
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Huh?
So
Why'd I
when
do
she's
that?
when she's unconfused,
Yes.
she'll pick up the plant.
There's the confusion. You failed your saving throw. You rolled a 5. You take no action. You use all your movement. You moved in a random direction. Nope, you didn't have to do that. You're cool. That's Lux. Yana, you're up on 10. Do you avert your eyes?
No,
Okay.
I'm taking the risk.
Okay.
Uh,
So you have a saving throw, but
I also have advantage on all charisma saving throws.
excellent because of your Verdun, right? Is that why?
Yep, telepathic insight.
Awesome. Sick. So charisma
and-
save with advantage.
And charisma is good for me. So
It sure
hopefully
is.
I'm taking a
Come
gamble.
on.
But let's see what works.
Got this.
Hell, fuck yes.
20. Yana,
Close.
you feel like your mind like starting to try to like unmoor itself from your thoughts, and you're just like, no. You like focus, honing yourself. What would you like to do?
Yana's gonna shield up, sword ready, and charge at the Umber Hulk to go here, which I believe would give advantage to attacks as I am
Sure will.
flanking, and take a swing. Oop, oop. That's this. Yes. But that actually is +3 because I am channeling divinity and I don't know how to add that naturally. So 18 is what it is, which
Yep, you get to add your charisma modifier. Is that correct? To like all
Correct.
of your okay, to just the attack rolls, or is it damage also?
Sorry, just cut out for a second. What was that?
You get to add your charisma modifier to just the attack rolls, or is
Just
it
the
damage
attack
also?
roll. Just
It
the attack.
definitely hits. Yep.
Great. So sword connects for a hit, and as the sword hits, there is a sound as if the clap of thunder, as divine smite at level 2, please.
Hell yeah. Nice. So
okay, I think I have
at
to
level
roll.
2.
So I have to roll the attack first here, right? Yes.
Yep. Do the damage off the sword right there.
Okay. So it's 10 on the
That's
sword.
10. Mm-hmm.
Then
And then I'm
divine.
not sure. Oh, I
I
didn't
think I
put it
just
on
click
your
it
actual sheet.
here, right? I think I just. Oh, if I clicked it, but you can't do it afterwards. I think if I just hit it, it might do it.
You will. It will, yes. And you're going to have an extra 1d8 on top of it because
Yes.
the
Level
extra
2.
level.
Okay. 9 plus 1 more d8. I'll
Is
just
it blue?
separately.
It's a min and a max.
It's when it's a red and a green. Because
I've
we've been
never
rolling so
Very
much red
funny,
and green
isn't
right
it?
now. That it's,
It's very
Yeah.
funny, isn't it? That's 11, 19, 21 points of damage on the first attack.
Uh-huh.
Yana.
I will
As we
swing
hear this
again.
thunderclap. Yep.
22.
22 hits. Yep.
Swing back around and another sound of thunder, but not as hard. I will pocket just in case of the
Okay.
level 2. So level 1.
Okay.
That's
So it's going to be 6 plus.
Another 9! How does that happen?
There's so much min maxing tonight.
There's
Yeah.
so much
Oh,
min-maxing.
wild.
So nuts.
Yeah.
It's very
Wild.
strange. We hear like the second thunderclap as like the radiant glowing sword encased in this like energy that Ren has gathered around it just slams down in. Yeah,
I actually forgot something.
your divine
also-
favor.
I have divine favor on me, so on both of those attacks, I did an extra d4 apiece. So I will roll that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that? I'll just do 2. So an extra 3.
Got it. Paladins, legends, all. Yana, that was your movement. That was your action. You didn't use a bonus action. You got anything else?
Nah, that's
Okay.
all for this turn.
That's all for this
feels
turn.
good to be doing this again.
Doc, you're up.
Okay. Doc is definitely like shouting out whatever she knows about this Umber Hulk to people. Although I think it's all becoming very clear. So she's gonna fire a firebolt at it.
Mm-hmm.
26
Hits.
for 3 fire.
We are
That's
rolling
right.
great. We're doing.
Gotta
we're-
start
we're-
somewhere.
And I
Oops.
feel
Any
that.
damage is good
So
damage.
Oh, and then Waffle is going to fly over and whip his tail at the Umber Hulk.
What's Waffle's little move speed? This guy is
It's
everywhere.
40.
He's so
it's 40
great.
feet.
He's so great. I love
Yeah, I made him dash last round because he couldn't get there in 40, but this time he
Mhm.
can get there.
him. He's a hustler.
14.
14 is not going to cut it. Wham! The tail like smashing into the shell to no avail. Doc, you got movement?
I do, and the problem is that Doc might know what the little gaze thingy does, but Melissa has forgotten, so I'm just gonna.
It's basically like a frontal cone, right? Like you're literally like right outside the edge of it. You know, like the only one that's in it right now is Ren, as it's focusing on them. Yana.
Yana?
Yeah.
One day.
Next time, I'll get it. I've been pretty good.
Uh,
So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. She'll hold her ground.
okay. Battle axe like clutched in one hand. You stand as Waffle has hammered over it. The Umber Hulk goes. Yeah, it's like really super not thrilled with any of this. So I think it's just gonna unload on Rin as you're standing here. These attacks are at disadvantage because Waffle.
They are at disadvantage. Yeah.
Are they all at disadvantage, or does he have to like do a thing?
Uh, According to the defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see that is within 5 feet of it, provided the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender. It's under reaction, so I don't know if that means it can only happen once.
No, I
it
think
doesn't, like,
that
say
it's
it.
definitely on the attack roll is singular. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
that's the part that's getting me. I think it is like a
Just
single
one?
attack.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll parse it after the fact.
Yeah,
We'll
like
do
that.
a little homework this week, but it's
Okay.
going to, regardless, unload on Rin. So this attack will be at disadvantage. 19. Does that get you, Rin?
It does not.
Okay. Second attack for Rin. 15 definitely does not, as we've
Does not.
established.
Thank God, no advantage.
And with that, it proceeds to, as like Rhea is just behind it. Rhea, I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw as it like wildly swings at this container that's like right next to the two of you and just tries to smash it clean into you. Rhea, you have succeeded on your dexterity saving throw. You're going to take... Oops, that's not right. 4 points of damage as literally the like tank like just like smashes on you, like breaking on you, but most of it goes flying, as does this swarm of disgusting rats whose little brains are all like
again.
exposed and glowing and look
Not-
horrible. That is its turn. It's not going to move and allow you guys to just like obliterate it, I don't think. Yep, that's its turn. Okay, on the next segment, before anything else happens, all of you hear a voice in your mind. I think that the room like flares with this golden light for an instant, as you're seeing this creature, this horse-like thing that appears to be covered in these kind of golden scales, very fine. It has this twisting kind of unicorn horn and this flowing, voluminous beard and mane of this glowing white fur. And I think all of you hear, it's almost like notes of music in your mind, followed by this voice, much more melodic than I could accurately portray. Each moment that you remain, danger grows for you. You must take them and flee. Flee. We are not going anywhere, but you four cannot make right the wrongs in this place on this day. And I think that all of you get the sensation as like this glowing, like golden, scaly unicorn is like looking, taking you all in, that like it's speaking to you. You want to make an insight check, Grace?
No.
This guy goes on 14. He is like, you hear like screaming from the back at this point, and he's like, "Hakam! Hakam!" And then you hear the sound of like feet skittering. Oh no, wait, he can't. He doesn't have his medallion. Never mind. He just dashes all the way up here. Rhea, you're up on 13.
Let's attack with the trident.
Mm-hmm.
22.
Yeah, hits.
Ooh. Is that doing the? Is the math on that right? It's a +1.
1d6
Trident?
plus 2 strength. No, it doesn't have a magic modifier in there. I don't think so. It should be 5. Let me fix it.
There's the trident. The +1 trident is in there. I've been rolling the one-handed one, but I think the +1 trident is set up to do both one and two-handed. So I'll just use that for the future. And then I think Clancy has enough, or Chompers has enough. Clancy has enough movement to move Chompers as much as you'd like, spiritually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll do an attack.
Names
with-
are hard, okay?
They're so hard.
Chompers
Oops,
comes
why
like
did I do that?
zooming over the
Okay,
top of the glass and hits with the 24.
Hell yeah, chompers.
Nice.
Everybody gets upset when this happens. But Chompers has
Yes!
defeated the Umber Hulk.
I love it.
I don't think anybody gets upset.
I think
Grace,
just
Grace
Grace
died.
gets upset. Grace, What does it look
Yeah.
like as Chompers decimates this thing?
good.
Yeah.
Like bites is like the jaw opens up more than you've ever seen it open up, and it like
Oh,
eats the whole
no.
head, basically. You know. Yeah.
And with that, I think that we see this beast like, and it smashes sideways into the stone, like
Incredible.
kind of like gross bug guts, like spraying up on the Yana and Rhea as like its shoulder like shatters into the stone of the earth, like half fallen into this hole. Rhea, that's your action. Bonus action. You have movement.
I think Ray would like look to the other, like, do we care about the dwarf? Very quickly, and like get reactions.
No.
We should
All right,
probably
then
just
you
get
hear
the
him in the
giant
back of the
unicorn set and
room.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Can we let the frog? How far away is
Yes.
the
I was
frog
oh,
person?
yeah.
that
So
was
yeah,
off?
Lux,
Lux-
medallion,
so
I want to let the
Lux
frog guy
would-
out.
Lux
Yeah.
number 1 picks up the plant, shoves it in her pack.
Hold on.
You're
We are
charmed,
still like
though.
in
Fair.
initiative.
Oh, okay.
We're definitely like still in initiative because there
Right.
is now a swarm of cranium rats that are like loose and running around. So Rhea yells,
Should've-
"Do we care about the dwarf?"
Yes.
And then you have movement.
Everybody said no, so then Ray is breaking for the door. Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
which will
yeah.
now bring us to Lux.
Yes. So Lux is gonna grab the plant, shove it in her pack.
It's very big. It's not like a small potted plant. You can carry it,
Okay.
but like it's big. It's more like a potted tree, right? So
Ah.
like the
So-
pot is probably all broken. So you grab the root
Yes.
ball and are like,
Yeah.
"Whew." Yeah.
Yep. She-
Doc is like, leave the effing plant.
No, I need it.
It could be like pretty good stuff.
I'm
Doc.
gonna make it
could
talk.
be like
What is happening? Map, can you please just deal with me right now? Oh my goodness. What is it doing? Okay, I don't know how far it is to get to the frog cage. Or the
Yeah, it's gonna be 80 feet from where you're standing.
Okay.
75.
Okay, so can
if you
I-
hand me the medallion, I'll have enough movement to do it.
I mean, I can
True.
dash over there, like, and then
Not while you're carrying the plant. I think the plant's
plant.
gonna like slow you down a little bit. Like it's big enough. What's your strength?
it's weird.
10.
It says
That might be
35 on her sheet. It's 35 strength. I don't even know how you get
Amazing.
that high, but it's just for
Amazing.
plant carrying. It says
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, really.
All the
For
plant
plant
carrying.
carrying. Specifically, yes. No, yeah. So I guess, yeah, Lux will like look at Yana and be like, "Free the frog!" and throw the medallion.
Okay. And so as you're like running with the plant, you can
Yeah.
like move your standard movement, basically like you're
Yes.
dashing, but you're moving at half
I
speed,
don't-
right? So
I don't know what's happening in my map. When I try to grab stuff, it like moves the map instead of my character. So
yeah, that happens to me sometimes, and it makes me absolutely berserk. So fear not.
Yeah.
With that, you come like racing forward. You can refresh if you want.
Yes, thank you.
Throwing the medallion like skids across the floor right up to your foot, Yana, and that brings us to your turn right here.
Yep, great. I pick up the medallion. I was just like, on it, and then dash over to the cage
Free the
and put
frog.
the medallion on it to free the frog dude.
Mhm.
Oh, hello.
As you come running up and you put the medallion to it, I think the frog is like, "Oh, thank you. I've been here much longer than you, but I really appreciate this." And like the wall is like vanishes, and he kind of like hops out like, "I wish I were wearing clothes when they caught me." And yeah, he's gonna like start running. Yana, that was your movement. That's a free action to do that. You got anything else you want to do?
What was your name anyway?
I think that he says. Hold on one second. I'm double
Frog
checking my
name
names.
generator? You're gonna look for
Yeah.
frog name
Frog
generator?
name
Yeah.
getter.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. I think he says to me, "My name is Sharp Jumper."
Oh, hope to see you again, Shark Jumper. See you later.
Yep. And he's running for the door
Yep.
with you guys. So he's like, "You'll see me right here." I think he jumps into the fountain,
Nice.
actually, like, "Oh, sweet relief," as he like hits the water. Yana, that was.
I
your
think that's all my
movement.
movement, and I don't think I'll do any actions. So I'm good.
Okay, Doc, you're up on 8.
Okay.
I'm not gonna free the basilisk.
Oh no.
Don't blame you.
The unicorn like talked to us, right?
Yeah, it spoke to you telepathically.
I think Doc is gonna look back at the unicorn and be like, how do we get the rest of you out? We'll come back.
I think that it just says, you hear just you, Doc, the response in your mind, like, he will hunt you now. You've taken his key. You must go from this place. In moments, they will flood these halls.
Okay. Stay alive.
We'll be back.
And then Doc is gonna run.
And as you're running, I think you just like hear the voice in your mind, Doc, like, do the same.
Oh.
So she's gonna dash and have Waffle dash with her.
Okay. So she comes like charging forward, Waffle like flying along next to you. Let me just double check here. Are all of you guys trying to like make tracks out of here at this point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me double check my move speed on my little swarm of rats. Okay, so pretty much you're all out in front of them, and if you're all running for the door, you can like definitively outpace them, right? Like they're weaving in between containers. A lot of you are all like running and charging, right?
Did Shark Jumper come with us?
Yeah.
Nice.
Doc is
His
gonna
name is
help
Sharp
Lux
Jumper.
carry the
Yeah.
stupid plant.
Oh
somewhat
yeah, you're way
begrudgingly.
stronger
I
than
love
Lux,
it.
right? Yeah.
We have a sending stone, right?
Yes.
So somebody's at like, okay, I don't know who has it on the ship, but Lux like, I don't know. I think, but I think as they're running, Lux yells it like into the sending stone, like, get the ship ready! We gotta go! We're running! Get it ready!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so this little like slimy frog guy is like hopping along with you with these like leaps, you know. And the four of you with Sharp Jumper and Waffle have like charged out of the front of this fortress. I think that there's like a bit of a swarm as you look in front of you, and there's a bunch of like humans. Some of them have like swords, some have like axes. I think you see that there's like all these little like kind of ramshackle addition of like shacks and extra buildings, and like there's all kinds of like terrain to like potentially like parkour back to the ship. But I think that we're like entering a skill challenge here, and I'm gonna say to like the lot of you, we need like 3 successes to get back to the ship. Like each failure will result like fundamentally in like damage that's gonna be coming at you of like this kind of swarm of people swinging axes and shooting arrows and doing all this stuff. You can use any skills that you would like, but why don't like the four of you tell me like how you make your way back to the ship amidst this like swarming crowd of Occam's guards
You tell me
in
if
this place that is not oppressed at all. Yeah.
You tell me if this I feel like I would. I think Rhea is looking for like the path of least resistance in the like people that she might be able to like, or as a group we might be able to like get through, where there's like the least amount of people. I feel like that would be perception.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's totally a perception check. Go for it. The difficulty of your rolls will be 14 for everything. 19, Rhea, easily. You're able to kind of like scan the crowd, and you like shoulder past one of like the younger folk in front of you, kind of like holding a sword with a shaking hand. You could tell that like they don't have the heart for real violence.
I know that the children are easiest to push over and move out of the way. It's for Clancy, and I have a child.
And so like you barrel past, your friends kind of following as you guys like are racing now a solid like 30-40 feet away from the entrance, as like you hear someone back behind you scream like cranium rat. Like who else is up?
Yeah, I mean Yana. Actually, I'll let the other two go. See what happens.
Okay.
I think Lux actually is yelling like at the people
What
in front
else
of her,
is
like,
new? Yeah.
"You guys know that this is totally screwed up. Just let us go. Just let us go. Get out of the way."
Uh-huh.
It's like
Lux
trying to
is
persuade-
yelling?
Yeah. This is crazy.
Totally
What are you
unacceptable.
talking about? So what's the
Persuasion?
skill, Taylor? Okay. Yeah, go for it.
I love that.
Oh.
12 is not enough. I think like one of the dwarves in front of you, Lux, is just like, who the hell do you think you are coming to our asteroid and telling us we should revolt? We don't want a revolution! And he just like hits you with an axe. You take
Ow.
4 points of slashing damage. Yep.
Okay. Great.
And you like barrel out of the way past him, right? You like kick him in the shins and
Eat
you like
dirt!
keep running. Yeah. That's a failure though.
Yeah.
Who else? What else we got?
So I was waiting to see if someone else used persuasion because I had two that I have max stats on. That was one, so I'll just do the other if that's fine.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you got? Yeah.
So now I did it. Yana's gonna see. Yana's gonna see the group and just like keep their sword back, but then just like shield up and like barrel forward with athletics
Yeah.
for strength.
Okay. Yana, big, tall, and buff now, shield in front, just heaving through the crowd. Go
I
for it.
am much bigger. This is true.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens. 20.
20 easily. Yeah, your shield is just like everywhere. You're catching sword blows. You like deflect an arrow that's about to like catch Doc in the shoulder, right? And you're like kind of muscling through people, and the sheer like force of all of you coming is enough to kind of like put them back a bit. So that's 2 successes. Yeah, I don't know. Grace, what do you got? Or you use perception, Doc.
Yep. This is the problem with having too many good stats.
I know.
I can't decide what to. I know it's a very stupid problem.
Incredible.
First world problems. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but like the things that I can think of are like not my best stats. I'm just gonna do the most Doc thing.
Mhm.
I think she is racing through, and she's kind of Waffle is like flying past people, basically like very much in their face, like trying to like scare them. And she's basically gonna try to like intimidate people by like yelling and like swinging her battle axe, and she's just like making a big scene of like, "Don't mess with us, get out of the way."
Okay, sick intimidation. Go for it. With Waffle like, oh yeah, easily. So I think that like as Yana like shoves past the crowd, like pulling like Lux along as Lux's like persuasion didn't kind of quite make it. I think that there's like a wall, right? It's that scene where there's like a half dozen people like standing in between you and the Dragonfly. You see like the ramp is down, the wings are starting to ramp up. I think Asturias, the redskin winged tiefling, like flying above, like hurry up, and I think that like this wall of people, like Doc just comes like barreling forward with the axe, like screaming, Waffle flying at their side, and we just watch like fear roll over their faces as they like take 1 step back and 2, and they just break and like run in all directions. And so the 4 of you like barrel towards the back of the ship, right? And the badman's back there like, they didn't believe I was a ghost. Come on, as you're all like racing up the ramp. And I think
What the
there's like,
bloody hell?
yeah, there's a
Later,
purple,
don't worry.
there's a little purple Santa Claus standing on the back of the ship with like a purple psychic knife in his hand, and he's just like, Jeffrey, he's like, seems like he's gonna vomit as you all come running past him. And I think there's a moment where you're all up on the ship, and you turn, and you look back, and this green frog is standing in the middle of this crowd, like he's like looking in every direction, like
Come
doesn't
on.
know what to do.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Jump,
I think-
jump!
I think at that point he like looks to you, and you hear the voice from behind you like, on the Dragonfly you can be anyone you want, little frog guy, come right along. And I think that like the frog shark jumper like crouches and vaults like,
Yes.
and just like sticks to the side of the thing. He comes like crawling in the side of like the wall, as like the ship now is like, and Rin. Yep.
There's people that Rhea throws 10 pamphlets. Land. Amongst the crowd.
Oh my goodness.
Yana,
Flourish.
you find yourself standing on the back of this very strange vessel. It looks much like a dragonfly would as you like kind of took it in from the outside, racing up. This ramp having lowered itself from the back, you find yourself standing in the back cargo hold, along with this very motley collection of individuals that seem to be here with you, and this frog guy who is adhering to the wall. Doc, you've got like a big potted plant in your arms, minus the pot, and yeah, madness. So yeah, what happens as a lot of you are all inside the ship and it begins to like alight, like pulling away from the asteroid here?
Oh no. That was...
Well, we couldn't get them all out, but
We need to get back. We need to go back at some point.
Yeah. We have to go back, but also the unicorn said that he was going to come after us. So that's going to be bad. But
I'm
also,
sure.
like, I kind of want him to come after us because I really want him to not.
Yeah, what a
exist anymore.
coward.
Oh,
What a
that-
coward.
Unicorn.
This one's cool. This seems like an interesting group. I don't know what the hell that is, as he
Excuse me,
points
yep.
to the purple Santa Claus. Just like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
I'm excited to find
I
that.
think-
Bad men.
I think as you like pointed, I'm like, I don't know what that is. He's just like, and he vomits a cat
It's up a cat.
onto the floor.
Yeah.
A cat like hits the ground and rocks. There's this red winged kobold with this like tuft of white hair and like these old kind of battered clothes, and he's like, that right there, that's Nick. We call him Nicholas' name. You can pick any name you want of the Dragonfly. I'm Old Ben. It's delightful to meet you.
Yana, nice to meet you as well. And whatever that cat is that a cat? Did he just throw up a cat?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Normal,
Jeffrey.
very
Jeffrey.
normal. You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, Badman, we brought grapes too.
Oh yeah, pull them out of my bag. and give
You've
them
got
back.
juice marbles.
Pull-
Oh,
Juice
come on,
marbles.
Jeffrey. And I think that the
Um,
purple Santa Claus like takes the grapes and walks into one of the cabins,
I think that like
Jake,
I think that
Reggie.
Rhea would want. Yeah. Oh yeah. All interactions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ray would want to be like
Well,
grabbing
well.
Ben with the
Mhm.
and the map to see if there's
Mhm.
somewhere like close-ish by that they could like go to like where
Mhm.
could we head in a direction. I think is like priority. Like we could just get out of there, but then like where should we go would be something that Rhea would be pondering.
Yep. Very, very fair. And so I think that Ben is like kind of like going over the maps, and he's just like, there is this nearby planet. It'll take a little bit to get there. I mean, we're not gonna get there this afternoon, but we could set a course.
And I think like as it's happening, like I think Ray would like look at Yana and be like, "Are you from here? Are you from around here? Where did you?" Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah.
you all don't know what Aglarond is, I might say no. And looks around at the ship and outside at the stars and everything else, just like, and I might not know exactly when I am at that, but I can safely say this is probably not what I'm used to. But I'm excited to hang out here until I figure out how to get back to where I need to be.
Yeah. Welcome to
Yeah.
the Dragonfly.
Spaceship.
Yeah.
This is bloody well amazing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sleep in a hammock though. We're running out of beds
Yeah.
with the amount of people we got.
We are. I'm
Oh,
Jake
that's
will
all
be
right.
us.
I'm used to sleeping on rocks, so that's probably a step up.
Oh.
Love a
Oh,
good hammock.
Have some nice
Sleeping
hammocks.
on rocks.
So, what do you know about that guy, and how do we make sure he stops being?
Wait for him to come.
Well-
get us, probably.
As for what I know about him, he has very powerful magic. He's very violent, despite his patience. I've seen him beat on quite a few people. He likes to collect rare and eccentric things and keep them against their will. And so how do we stop him from being? Well, we just take his head off his body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you've picked the right individuals to rally up with there, Yana, because these folks are really good at that.
Oh yeah.
We
for sure.
we do try to avoid conflict when we can, but I mean that guy. I mean, come on.
I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
say, we do say that, but we are so bad at avoiding conflict.
We are, but
You
That's
know,
what-
I try
no,
sometimes.
yep.
Sometimes we do the diplomatic approach, and sometimes we start bar fights. You know, we contain
Yeah.
multitudes.
yes.
It's at this
Yeah,
point that
I
the
sort of learned
tiefling
that.
is like,
That's what you got to do these days.
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's at this point the tiefling like kind of just like hands the pamphlet to Doc and is like, there is a diplomatic handbook. If everybody would try to read it, we
Yeah.
might.
I think Lux like just like is like and then walks over to wherever she has put this plant pot
Mm-hmm.
and tries to put this rather large plant into this pot, this magic pot.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
it's a little bit of like negotiating to like wedge this root ball down into
Kind
the
of just
pot.
like
but you're
shake
like,
the roots out, trim them a little bit,
you would know exactly how to do this, guys. Yeah, and so like with your knife, you're kind of shaving, and Ben's like, that plant. I mean, you seem to have got a great way to get your hands on this thing.
Ben, you probably would have liked that place. It was really messed up, but he had a lot of really fascinating creatures in there, and this plant was one of them. It blooms once a year with rubies.
Do you mean to tell me you've brought an actual money tree onto your ship?
Yeah. And we're gonna listen to it talk.
That probably won't create any problems at all. How exciting!
No, I don't think so. We're gonna be best friends.
Hmm. We don't need
I-
You guys need a pot to talk to plants? I could have just done that.
Some of us just
I
can't.
guess
do
you all
that
want to.
right
You all
now.
want to talk to it. I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I never tried talking to a plant before. I don't honestly know if it would work.
Well, this plant will be talking up a storm soon enough. You just wait. You'll be sick of it by the time we get anywhere near this next planet, whose name I don't know, because they're old papers.
You could ask it all sorts of questions, probably. I think you'll get along well.
How long on the map does it look like it would take to get there? Like how long? Like any rough idea?
Yeah, so hold on a second. So it took you about like 4 days to kind of get here from Cerelia. And to that point, I'm just double checking. I got like
Which
so
one are
many
we on
notes.
this little map? Which one are we on?
Okay, so you're up at like the gray kind of triangle with the little
Right.
dot in it that's up on the top left, right?
Right.
And like the blue one obviously was Cerelia. So you think it's going to be somewhere in the range of like 3 to 4 days to catch either of these places that are kind of off to the east-ish. I mean, we're speaking in like weird.
Yeah. So here's what I think. I think we go somewhere else and then we formulate a plan of how we could come back and free everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
that
think
idea.
for the first time, like since he's here, like clinging to the wall of the ship is like this 3 foot tall little like shark jumper, and he's just like, you're going back?
You don't
Oh,
have to
we-
come back. Well,
Yeah.
but we do
I
think
want
there were
to.
more people in there that people is I'm using that colloquially. Things in there that we should probably free. Some we should leave.
Yeah.
Some we should free.
Yep.
I would gladly go back.
You would to fight, or
I would
you have
see
Stockholm
him burn.
syndrome? Oh yeah.
I would see him burn alive.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, how long were
You know,
you there?
Lost track, but a long time.
Jeez.
But that does
Do you
mean
need
that
a-
you
a-
probably
a
know a thing
bathtub?
or two about him. Probably more than even myself.
Yeah.
A bit.
Also, just so you know, we have sort of a, one of our things is clearly you saw we asked people if they're oppressed, But our other thing is that you can be whatever you want. You can have whatever name you want. I don't know if Sharp Jumper is a name that you like or would like to keep. If that is, whatever, do it whatever you want. But you are free to be whoever you would like to be on the Dragonfly.
It's true.
I should tell you all now. My skin is highly poisonous. You should not touch me.
Okay, that's good to
That
know.
is-
Good to know. Good to
Thank
know.
you,
Glad
thank you.
you did say that.
I'll try not to spread it around.
You were saying, do you wear clothes?
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
they seem nice.
You wish you had been wearing clothes the day you were. I guess I didn't hear that conversation. You just wish you had clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, clothes would actually help people touch you. That's probably not a terrible idea.
And also,
Do you wanna? Do you want us to take you somewhere? Where are you from?
yeah.
They're all gone now. I was the last one. That's why I'm here now. Or was there.
Sounds familiar.
Well,
You may be the only one of your kind, but you're not alone.
I appreciate
sweet.
that.
Frog guy.
And I think probably that's where we'll leave our adventures tonight, because I've completely lost control of Grace's camera, and it's a good stopping point.
really? What's wrong with my camera?
It's not your fault, I'm sure. Yeah.
Happy face.
Kevin, welcome to the Dragonfly.
Yay!
So excited to be here. Thank you for bringing me on. This is very fun, and I'm so excited to play a version of this game. I don't know how to explain it, but we'll get there, I suppose.
We will get there, I suppose. For any of the folks who might recognize Yana or the previous incarnation therein, we hope this was fun. There will be more to be revealed along the way. Kevin, thank you for your patience and
It
hanging
was
out.
great watching this happening.
Okay. Was it? I wasn't sure. I felt like you would enjoy it. Clearly, as soon as we started talking about this, I had some notions. And then, we watch a lot of the same stuff. But I was, really high on the big collector energy this week for reasons. And I was like, yes. This is really, this is going to be cool. So I'm glad. I hope the rest of you guys enjoyed it. But, yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun for me. So.
I will also
I was going back
say-
and forth. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, it's not. It's nothing anything important, but it's really funny to end on that line because when I was trying to decide what name to use, as you know, this character was based on a different fictional character, and there is a plot point that there is a character whose takes the name Yana because it stood for "You Are Not Alone." And so when you said that, I was like, "Wow, this really came together, didn't it?"
Wow. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
I definitely am blind on the
Yep.
the motivating character that you're kind of drawing a lot from, but I'm glad that
it
I
works
landed a
really
good
well because I think for
Yeah.
this character, for reasons they felt alone for, as will be revealed, quite some time. So I think it worked really well, and I'm really excited to play it with these guys. You guys were awesome.
It's really fun, right?
Chaos crew, just
Great.
Well,
Yeah.
that whole the whole thing with Occam, I was sitting there being so if there's some other way to do it, and you're talking about yeah, maybe we get invited to dinner. I'm could we find something? I was maybe it's a mission. I'm he's just gonna give us Yana while we to go and hunt.
Yeah.
We would just leave. We would just leave. So it's the only way I think we from I'm trying not to have my DM hat, but
I know.
honestly, we have to end up having Kevin didn't come on to be in a tank while we're having dinner, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
That would be hilarious. Just can
Yeah.
I have them? Just push them into the hole.
It would have
and
definitely been are you really like Yana? Yeah, let's put the table right here. We can eat wherever we want.
Oh.
It's my castle. You want to
you
sit,
would've
watch?
figured it
Let's
out?
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
we can
my
have dinner
goodness.
together. We just can't let them out of the tank, So I wasn't sure how you guys would go about approaching that. And I'll say, there was more than one way to get the tank open than just the medallions. But the catastrophic investigation rolls did not help
So
you
bad.
clarify
They
what
were
that
so
was all
bad.
about,
Well, they are
And I-
breakable,
It was
clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy, oh my gosh, he gave me big, And Rich, you said it, like, you know how to like the sweet spots of where I'm like, my characters are just gonna go in and like just like
you
that.
you came at him hard, Taylor, like
What?
right
Yeah,
quick.
like,
You're just like,
what?
so tell me about your parents, fucked up
Tell me
guy.
about your
You know?
We have no like
No,
ease
like,
into it. We hop off the
no
ship. We're like, you guys,
boundaries.
is there oppression here? Do you need a revolution? I have pamphlets.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. Like,
Yeah, we've got no chill amongst
No.
any of us.
This
came
group
in hot.
especially, we're like the just like truth people, like to just like
Yeah.
where it's coming from is different, which I think is the best part. But we're all like similar in that way.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then
Yeah, the three of us with
got
like Mysterious, Jake,
exposed.
Reggie, all back. Like, no,
Ugh.
there's no,
Mhm.
nobody's
No.
gonna talk us down.
No.
It was
The ladies
so
of
fun.
the Dragonfly, especially, like, take no S, man. You guys are like not having it. I really like loved it. I loved
Doc
it. I wasn't
tried.
sure
We
how
tried
it
to
would
follow
play.
Doc's
But...
lead. We didn't do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. Yep.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh, do we
let's,
like get the dwarf alone and then like get him to like give us the medallion? I was like, I don't know. I like started a plan that had different options, but I didn't really know where we were gonna go with it. But it was also, I'm like, Doc is not doing a very good job of like pretending to put up with this guy. So I don't know.
Mhm.
how that's
It
gonna go
was the
either.
nat one persuasion. Then he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I'll still show you around." And then
Yeah.
the just, oh my gosh.
To me, like the Nat 1 persuasion was him being like, okay, with you and your ulterior motives. Like, I'll
Yes.
gladly show you around
Yeah.
because that is why I built this place. But, like, yeah, I totally don't trust you.
I'm not
and then
fully
Lux,
cute.
Yeah.
Suddenly
yeah,
it's
and
like,
then
you know
Lux
what?
is just like,
Yeah.
you know?
like monologuing and like, she's like, dude, come on.
Well,
There's so
I'm
many. I
glad.
just wanted to say like I cast whole person,
Yes,
but I didn't
yeah,
want to like
yeah,
ruin the like you don't want to be the person who's like you messed up the plan. Like that's not the plan. And it's just like I didn't know what the plan was.
Clearly, we
Did
all
it.
want this
That's
person to
terrible
die.
response.
So
I know. Then it was like plan B. And then I tried to
Yep.
secretly cast Oprah, and you're like, "Well, we're just gonna roll initiative." You said Plan B.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was already at the point that he was gonna like let the Umber Hulk loose. I did have
Yeah.
this vision of like all of you in the room with the glass tanks and something like running wild through the place, kind of just like throwing tanks. It being like a layer thing, and like I had a whole crazy random list of things that might be in tanks. And then as I like started building the map, I was like, actually, I'm gonna be really specific about like what's in what. And then like Kevin, one of the DMs of post show recaps, was very enamored with running an Umber Hulk encounter last week, and we talked through it like in depth. And I was like, oh yeah, this is so easy. Like ambiguous monster is like crystallized very quickly into like yes, it's just the perfect level for you guys. It was all so good. So and I only forgot one confusion and one concentration saving throw. So whatever. I did pretty
There you
good
go.
as the dungeon master.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it did. I was like, when did I? But when it hit me, you're right. I should have rolled concentration on that.
That's all right. It's fine. I had so much fun. It's delightful, and you'll see pretty quickly, Kevin. Like my house rules here are much more like liberal and out of control than back at home. Like you can cast as many spells as you could get away with in a round. I don't care.
We
man.
burn our
If you-
spell
if, like,
slots pretty quick
yeah.
over here.
we sure
I
do.
still can't bring myself to do it. I know that you'll allow it, and I still can't do it.
Well,
I don't blame you,
it's
and that's
fitness-
fine.
It's like the time when we short rested through like we tried to long rest through the night. Like we didn't have any spells. Like there was nothing left. Like I think I had one spell that I was able to use, like a cure wounds to like make sure we didn't die. But like yeah, you burn through your spell slots. It's just what you want as a DM.
Mhm.
Make us
I mean,
burn.
I like it. You know, I have fun with it. Anyway, this was really a blast tonight, you guys. I'm really excited for what the future holds. The like cast of Dragonfly now officially up to 8 people, but the crew is 10, so that's like,
I
kinda
know.
wild.
Another one.
What's a plan?
Another one.
Yeah,
That's less
10 and a
plan.
half.
I can't
I
wait
love
to hear
it.
this plant.
I can't wait to conceptualize the plant that I definitely knew you were going to bring back onto the ship that grows rubies. Anyway.
When you said that, I was like,
I
that
was like,
is coming with us.
yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I have this plant pot. I just need to wait for the
Yeah.
perfect plant to come into our. And then it was like,
Perfect.
here it is.
I missed the ruby thing. I missed that. I think I was thinking about
Mhm.
something else. I just thought Taylor wanted any plants. I thought Taylor was.
Well, I
Any
think,
of
I,
them.
I think
Oh,
if
plant.
we're being
That's
honest,
probably
I think
true,
any
too.
plant Taylor would have brought
That's
it.
still true, Taylor, for sure. But
Yeah.
Lux is like, oh,
Me?
special plant. Special plant.
I very casually was talking about a lot of crazy stuff in that room. Like, I'm glad that you guys liked it because I was tinkering with
So
that
cool.
map and was like, I don't know, it might be too busy. There might be too much stuff here. And then I was trying to be like, how am I going to get rid of the containers? Like, I like really was thinking about that map a lot. But
It was
Yeah, it's
very
fun.
cool.
I love Oakham just being like, "This is my fire elemental."
Yeah,
This is
really. This is my fire.
And my
This is
black
my-
dragon wormling.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing.
Um,
Yes.
Big like
Yeah.
Gilderoy
Love it.
Lockhart vibes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. Yeah. Well, cool. This is really fun, you guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, a lot of you guys are working on the same stuff, but nonetheless, I'm going to start with Melissa, with Doc up at the top left. What do you got going on that people should be paying
Yes, what
attention
do
to?
you got
Melissa?
going on?
Yeah, I podcast with some guy.
Some dude.
Some American.
Ugh.
So Kevin and I host YA. It's a podcast looking at young adult fiction. We recently finished Twilight, and we have a fun episode coming up with none other than Taylor on the host. So that's coming out. We're going to record tomorrow. So check it out. That was a incentive from the marathon session. And then we're going to dive into Hunger Games. So patreon.com/postshow recaps. It's in the patron feed. But the host episode is going to be available for the general public. So that's going to be awesome, even if you're not a patron here. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter, MelissaW28. I was on the episode 2 of Arcane Ward on twitch.tv/sabotagethem last week. So you can check that out on their Twitch feed. And then episode 3 will come out at the end of September. So that's also very cool.
Awesome. Kevin, how about you? You're here with us every week on Kings of Neon, but now you are here on Dragonfly. And so, yeah, what do you got
Right.
going on?
Yeah, so along with the aforementioned YA podcast, I also do Everything is Super as part of post-show recaps. Right now, we are covering the Marvel Disney Plus series What If, which has been a blast, and I'm really excited for the next episode. So we're doing that. Josh had taken a break, but my co-host Josh Wigler is returning this week, so we will be continuing that and whatever else Marvel throws our way. Beyond that, not too much else going on. Follow me at Kev Mahadeo. You can, tweet at me, do all that fun stuff. Check out my website, which I haven't updated in forever because, life is misery. But themahadman.com, you can check it out there. Yeah, that's it for me, I think.
Dope. Grace, how about you? You had a big announcement today that we're very excited about.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. I'm excited. It sounds. I didn't know this until like Ariel and I recorded a podcast, summer movie review. Really, we did July movies, and we'll have an August movie review coming sometime in early September. So we watched Jungle Cruise, Green Knight, and Pig, and then we talked about it. And the plan is for it to be a monthly podcast where we talk about 3 movies that
That's
have
awesome.
probably have not been covered on post show recaps. Like we probably won't dive into the MCU stuff unless we really, really want to. But Josh told us last night, he's like, yeah, and I'll put it under the post show recaps theater banner. So it sounds like that's the evolution of post show recaps theater is to cover that. So I'm very excited about that. It was very fun the first episode. Ariel is a blast to podcast with. I feel like that podcast is probably like at least 10% giggles. So that was good. Also check out Hold Up, a podcast I do with Hudson, where we watch LGBTQ media from the past to see if it holds up. We watched South Park this week, and it is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Didn't
It's
cut
so
it,
bad.
huh? Did not cut it.
But listen to hear us talk about it and why it's bad and harmful in the world. Or don't if you're gonna complain, don't watch it. But yeah, so we did that, and I think we're taking a week off, but we'll be back. We're gonna watch Glen or Glenda, a movie from 1953. So yeah. and at High from Grace on Twitter.
Taylor, how about you?
Yes, I'm very excited to be on the host YA podcast. That's gonna be super super fun. But also hopefully I'll be back soon with Dragon Age Origins on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ronnie422. And yeah, just follow me on Twitter at Ronnie422 to keep up with updates and all that good stuff.
Dope. Yeah, I'm Rich Filiberto. It's DM Philly. You know my drill. We will be back on Sunday with Kings of Neon. That's going to be super exciting. You can catch Kevin sometimes there and Taylor always there, being way angrier than Lux is. Monday, Firelight Tales. Taylor's group last night fought a blue dragon on Eagleback, and I hit them with breath weapons. I killed 4 out of 6 of their eagles currently. 2 of them are at 0 hit points, making death saving throws. 1 of them is plummeting from 300 feet in the air. The dragon is dead, and a 4th one is riding the dead dragon to the ground. So we're picking up next Monday night with tension. With tension.
Wow.
It got real
my
last
death
night.
saves.
It got real last night, you guys. They like, it was really good.
Really,
It was fun. And to anybody out there in the chat hanging out, like, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for following, kicking me your Twitch Prime subs. Like, legit, it lets me do this full time. And I encourage the group of you to hang out. If you're here, like, watching us, I'm going to raid our friends over at Smelly Cat as we're on our way out tonight. And that is it. So I say to you guys, thank you very much. This was an awesome night of D&D. And
Great.
goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I think we're still on while we're trying to get the raid going. And is it happening? I think it worked. I'm learning here. Let's see. I might still be talking.
You are maybe.
Yeah, we are. I'm definitely still talking. I'm figuring it out. Okay, now we're